Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the United Stand. We're live. We've gone live a little bit earlier because the team news has just come out. So the team news is out. I can officially tell you that Paul Pogba has been dropped, that Jadon Sancho doesn't start. And wait for it. They're back. McFred. And what I would say is about that is that, and I'm going to be honest from the off, it's starting to look like the beginning of the end of Solskjaer for me because, and I know that's a big statement, but you're not going to get it on mainstream media at the moment. So I may as well give it you here. This is not the way, in my opinion, and I hope we win, and I think we can win, but that is not the way to save your job and be a title contender. And I have to be consistent. I just do not believe you can win a title with McTominay and Fred. So what are we doing? What he's doing is he's desperately going back to what he did last season to try and keep a clean sheet and nick a goal. And it worked last year and it can work again. But if that's the thing he's been working, remember what he said in the press conference. This is what I'm working on. We've been working really hard. We've changed a few things. You haven't changed a fucking thing. You've gone back to what you did last season and it bored the tits off everybody. And it might work tonight because you know what? McTominay and Fred will put a shift in and I'm not going to knock them for that. They're Duracell bunnies. They'll run around a lot. But ultimately, we're in that place where we don't really want to be, aren't we? Where we're having to treat every game as a cup final. Basically, we're drowning and he's desperately kicking to stay afloat. This is not a plan for the next year. This is not a plan that's going to get us in a title race, is it? This is a plaster on an opened wound. And it might stop the bleeding for a little bit, but it's not going to stop the bleeding long term. I mean, why have you spent £74 million on Jadon Sancho? I don't get it. I just do not get why he spent £74 million on Jadon Sancho. Why is Paul Pogba on the bench? Why can you and your coaches not get the best out of Paul Pogba, but Didier Deschamps can? This is a guy who less than a couple of weeks ago was in a dressing room, conducting the dressing room to go and win a major trophy. In a must-win game for Manchester United, he can't even start. So, and also, don't get me started on Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek, like £35 million midfielder. Every midfield combo he's tried this season has failed, and still he will not give Donny van der Beek a start. Look, I want us to win tonight. I want us to win on Sunday. But that team there, to me, just looks like... And look, Mourinho didn't get sacked for another 3 months. So 2 months. I'm not saying he's going to go soon. But if this is his plan again... I just can't see a way back. I really can't. And as I said, you know, I think what will happen tonight is we'll win and you'll get those fans that we know about who will come out and say, oh, yeah, win, lose or draw. And yeah. But I'm telling you now, you've got to look beyond the short term. Is that team good enough to win the Champions League? No. Is it good enough to win the Premier League? No. That is a team. And I tell you what, as well, can I just say, there's so much wrong with this team. He's gone and done exactly what I would never do. I've just realised. He's gone and played Rashford, Greenwood and Ronaldo as a front three. Clip it, please, clip it. Because if we win, great. But long term, how are you going to provide service to Ronaldo with two selfish wide forwards? Rashford wants to score. Greenwood wants to score. Who's putting the crosses in for Ronaldo? So to me, that team is a back six reliant on a front four of Moments FC. So, I mean, it's very predictable. Back six, Moments FC. Let's see if we can work. And it has worked in the past. I hope we get battered. Pogba should be playing, but won't because he said bad things. And Rashford apparently not 100% yet starts ahead of Sancho. Jokes is Electro Dan. Well, Ollie himself said that he couldn't play 90 minutes. Ollie is just Mourinho under the guise of a United legend, just playing his favourites at all costs under pressure. Why Maguire again? At least Jose won the cup, says Deji. After seeing that team, not optimistic for today and don't even get me started for Sunday, says Edward Walters. Thank you for the super chat from Favour. And you muddered Neville yesterday, Goldbridge, says Chucky. Well, I don't think I did do that. And that wasn't my intention to do that. My intention was to, generate conversation and talk about things. And as I said, I'm not unhappy. Well, I am unhappy with that team. God, don't lie. I am unhappy with that team. It's not the team I would pick. Do I think we need to melt down with Ollie out? No, I don't. I think we can win tonight. And actually, it's absolutely essential that we win the game tonight. And every part of me wants to win this game tonight. Absolutely. Do I think we'll win it? I do, I do. I think that we'll grind out a back six and keep a clean sheet. And I think on the break with people like Rashford and Greenwood and Ronaldo, you've Mr. Champions League. I think we will win it. But I've got to say that there's more holes in that team than there is in a hedgehog's mattress. It's not good. It's not good. McTominay and Fred, I just don't like as a midfield pair. And Rashford and Greenwood are very selfish. And I just have to say it again. To me, this is an absolute admission from Ollie that he's clueless when it comes to building a successful team. Doesn't mean he won't win tonight. Doesn't mean he won't win on Sunday, because he can grind out results. But we're never going to grind out a title, and we're never going to grind out a Champions League. So we're never going to. Basically, he is a manager who's got the handbrake on. You can move a car with a handbrake. You'll fuck the engine up, but you can move a car on the handbrake. And I just feel that's what he's doing. He's a handbrake manager. And how, in a game that you want to, how can you sleep at night knowing you can't get the best out of Paul Pogba? If Paul Pogba had been crap for weeks or months, and I'd understand it, but how do you sleep at night destroying careers? He's destroyed Van der Beek's career. He can't get the best out of Paul Pogba, and I just think I just don't know what he's trying to achieve here. I actually thought he would have gone to a back five, so I have to applaud that. But I don't know what he's trying to achieve. This is just last season with Ronaldo up front. That's basically what that team is. Last season tactics with Ronaldo up front. And the great thing is, the evidence is there with last season that, yeah, we can go on and win games, but ultimately we won't win anything major. Pogba dropped because he's been very bad in the double pivot. He's never proven himself there, but he's brilliant without defensive duties in the wings, as Eritro. I think Pogba's been dropped because he spoke out after the game. And I haven't got any evidence of that, but I don't know what you think. I think Paul Pogba has been dropped because he spoke out after the game about the problems. And you can say, well, no, that's not the case. He's been dropped because he's crap. If Paul Pogba's been dropped for his crap, because he's crap, what word describes McTominay and Fred this season? Because crap doesn't do it justice. What's crap times 10? So if you're dropping Pogba because he's been crap, why picking McTominay and Fred? Why aren't you giving Donny a chance? It's hypocritical. If you want to drop Pogba because he's been crap, you've got to drop McTominay and Fred because they've been 10 times worse. This is a guy who was going to break the assist records when he was playing on the left wing. He moves him away from the left wing and he starts to play badly because Ollie doesn't know how to build a midfielder, and neither does his coaches. But don't tell me that Ollie hasn't dropped Pogba because of his comments. He has dropped him for his comments. Donny van der Beek's not had a look in since he spoke about being treated badly. Don't think Ollie isn't stubborn. Don't think Ollie doesn't do that to players, because he bloody well does. Not been able to keep up with the content recently, personal problems. Sad to hear about that, Camille. Has there been any conversations with other managers, such as Zidane and Conte? No, there hasn't. Incompetent board. You said Ollie would play a back five. He's playing a back six. Joke's on you. Just kidding. This is depressing, says Chiri. That lineup is sackable on its own. Ronaldo will get all the blame again if we lose. And with the wingers, we have no service, says Arjun. And if this is the change Ollie was referring to, then he's totally lost it. McFred starting against Everton and Villa, in which we were both poor, says Ren H. Yes. I mean, give us your comments. The great thing about fan content is that it's not an ex-player being paid loads of money to back a manager, is it? I'm your instrument. Play me. So if you've got things you want to say, and we'll read out. That's what we want to do. Devils 58 Red says Ollie's just going to sack himself playing favourites just like Jose did. You know what? Playing devil's advocate though, maybe this is the problem. Maybe Ollie knows he's lost Pogba already. Maybe he knows that maybe he's just gone for his favourites because that he needs to. He did this against Everton, didn't he? After the Istanbul game, he did it against Everton. Ollie will pick players that he knows that he can trust. He's mentioned trust before, and I think that's what he's doing. He's going with players that he can trust, and obviously, ability is not really massive in that. It's all about trust. So I think that's what he's done. Calm down, Mark, says YUFC. With the team we have, we cannot play Pogba and Bruno in the same team unless Pogba cannot play in our midfield pivot, says YUFC. Calm down. Take a chill pill yourself, mate. What are you talking about? Ass talk. That stinks. Pogba and Bruno can't play in the same team. I'll refer back to you when we got third place. The thing that Ollie was championing yesterday. I finished third and I finished second. How did you finish third, Ollie? Well, basically, COVID happened. We weren't in the top four. we came back from COVID. You played Matic, Pogba, and Bruno, and we devastated the opposition and played probably some of the best football we've played in your tenure. So of course, Paul Pogba can play with Bruno Fernandes. It's a failing on the coaching that they can't put Paul Pogba and Bruno in the same time. I mean, it'd be a bit like Pep saying, I can't get Gundogan and De Bruyne in the same team. You can't put Mason Mount and Havertz in the same team. You can't put Mane and Salah in the same team. It's a failing, an absolute failing. And I just hope we're going to win, because ultimately there's nothing about that team tonight that's going to give me any hope. And I know that sounds ultra negative. To me, it's just about the result now, because we've been here before. We've been here before for the last year with this team. That's not a team I can get excited about. It's not a team for the future. And if that's his big plan, he ain't going to be the man. But I don't know when he's going to get sacked. But that team is not going to be a team that's going to take us anywhere. Yeah, and as somebody just said to me there, this is a predictable team from Ollie as well. Apart from maybe he was going to try something new with the back five, it's a very predictable team. Get Rashi back into the team straight away. He's such a predictable, basic manager, isn't he? And I don't mean that in an offensive way, but predictability can be successful. If this is change Ollie was referring to, then he's totally lost it. McFred starting against Everton. We've done that one, sorry. Ray, Carl Brown and Maury, how did I guess it would be McFred? Ollie needs to go if we lose, says Ray. What the hell has happened to Martial? No word where he's injured, mate, Hugo. He is injured. Harry Maguire and Fred to score 10 each and have a masterclass, says Lucas Wade. And I just logged on and seen this team. I'm beginning to switch off. What in the world of Devil's Donuts is this, says Niall. Well, I think the thing for me is that it's just a ridiculously predictable team. And, when you've been played off the park by Leicester and people are, baying for your blood as a manager and as a coach, you want to try and win them back. That's what you want to try and do. And I feel that what he's actually done is he's gone and picked the most predictable Manchester United lineup you could ever pick. Even Gary said, don't pick McFred, says Rory Saunders. And Eric Ramsey is probably the only one on the coaching staff that I rate, and he's a bloody set-piece coach, says Elephant Pizza. Yeah, but you know what? It's a bit like Murta as the director of football. Everyone was saying what a great man he was in the summer. He's been here for years. I don't think he's that great. And I don't think Ramsey's that great. I mean, look at the bloody set pieces at the weekend. They were shite. So, you know what? I think people run away with change and think it's great straight away, when actually the proof is always in longevity in the pudding. The opposition know how to beat us already, says Melps. And agree on this lineup, but we still have too much talent on this squad to be playing like this. I don't know what the solution is. Very frustrating, says Andrew Rossi. Simple, really. Watch the replay of City's game yesterday. Playing a lot of attacking players. No complaints about balance there. Pep is just good enough. Ollie is not. Change is needed now, says Anders. And I think, very, very sadly, we've got two strikers as wingers. No point Ronaldo even playing, to be honest, says Spencer. Look, you know what? I hope we're going to win 4-0. I hope we're going to play really, really well. But because we're capable of winning 4-0. We're capable of playing very well. But when Ollie talks about change, what I want to see is change. I want to see some change. And when I look at that team, it's massively, massively predictable. Rashford, he's so reliant on Rashford. He injured him for 3 months. He's only just come back from injury. He played 20 minutes. He's straight into the starting team 3 days later. Greenwood has become our first choice right winger. Don't know why we bought Sancho. Really don't know why we bought Sancho. Got no idea. Champions League game. Sancho is Mr. Champions League when it comes to our squad on the wing. Doesn't pick him. Pogba, one of the best midfielders in Europe. Doesn't pick him. Don't start me on Donny van der Beek. Brings McTominay and Fred in just because they run around a lot. It's predictable, but it's predictable in a bad way because it's not progressive. It's not. You know what we're going to see tonight. We're going to see McTominay and Fred in front of a back four, protecting them. We're going to see a deep line from Maguire and Lindelof. And we're going to see pace on the break to try and hurt them. I think we can win this game. But on the other hand, I think we could lose this game. And I know that's really, I feel like Michael Owen, but it's not change. You know what, though? What I firmly believe in The spiritual being says Sancho on the right, Donny and Matic for McFred would have been perfect. Ronaldo needs service as the spiritual being. I think for me, let me just read these super chats. Sancho, that we've done that. Hi, Mark. What are your thoughts on this team? Do you think we can be successful with it? Says Adam. Well, I think I've probably given quite a blunt response to that. Yes, Bruno and Pogba can play in the same team if Matic was 5 years younger, but he isn't, says MUFC. Well, whose fault's that? It's a frustrating team. However, all we can do is be positive. But if we have Bruno playing as a second striker, we're going to have issues, says Rahul. Mark, well played with Neville. Ollie is a coward. He employs coward tactics, continues to pick the same midfielders in fear, says D-Man. Misery guts on here tonight. So much negativity from people. Let's see how the game goes first. Might win 3-0, says Bill O'Reilly. And Jose was on. I love that. I love that from Bill. Jose was on exact the same wins and losses and points in the Premier League this time of year. Is this Sevilla game all over again? Says Robin. How bad can you see our club going over the coming years? Says Gordon Murray. Well, you know me. I'm Standards FC. I think the standards are on the floor. It's annoying. Last year's team, excluding Ronaldo, winning off moments after conceding 4 to Leicester. Back 4 counter-attacks. Long balls won't be an easy game, says Jacob Williams. I feel that I have to offer up something first that I would have done differently, just so I'm not moaning. I don't want Bill on my back again. Does this mean that Fred will start on Sunday then, says Dons? Just to answer Bill, though, the negativity, if you can call it that, is because I've seen this before and I know it won't work. I think we can win tonight, Bill. I think we could win 3-0, and I hope you're right. But that team it's just a plaster. It's a plaster on a wound, and you need stitches and major surgery. That's not major surgery. Ollie's been, we've been absolutely slaughtered on Saturday afternoon at Leicester. We've been literally attacked by 11 hungry foxes. We've got wounds. We're wide open, right? And instead of going to spending some money on some Bupa medical care and getting some plastic surgery and everything like that, Ollie and Carrick have gone down the local 24-hour Tesco and bought a 24-pack of plasters, and they've stuck it over the wounds. It might be okay, but those wounds are going to show soon. They will. Might be City, might be Liverpool, might be Spurs, might be Chelsea. But they're going to show up because that team he's picked tonight, he will pick it on Sunday because that's Ollie's base. I'll give you another prediction now. Prediction bridge. He's not going to change his team from now. He's not going to change much of his team from now on. He's going to do what he did against Everton after Istanbul last year. He's going to find 13 players and he's going to rotate those 13 players. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to stick with the players that play for him. And ultimately, that might get us 4th place, but it won't get us 1st place. It might get us to the knockout stage of the Champions League, but it won't get us to the quarterfinals. It might get us to a semi-final of the FA Cup, but it won't get us to a final. And after 3 years, I don't personally think that this is acceptable. I don't think it's acceptable to be watching a team that he's using just to save his job. Where he could have won a lot of friends tonight is if he'd put a team out there to try and change the path. This is not changing the path. I think we can win. I hope we do win, but that's not changing the path. This is the same path we've trodden before, where we'll ultimately go on a good run and then we'll slip up somewhere. We need to see a new future. What I would have done tonight is I would have gone same back 4, to be fair. If Maguire is fit, if he's not, I would have gone Beek. That's a close call. Definitely De Gea, definitely Wan-Bissaka, definitely Shaw, definitely Lindelof. My midfield 2 actually would have been, and we've never tried it, and people are going to laugh. I would have tried Fred and Van der Beek. I would. I don't think Matic could have played 2 games in a week, so I would have tried Fred and Van der Beek, or maybe McTominay and Van der Beek. But I would have tried Van der Beek because it would have been something new. It would have generated a lot of excitement and enthusiasm in the team. And the crowd will be up for it tonight. But if we have a bad 20 minutes, that crowd ain't stupid. And they'll get very frustrated with McFred and they'll get very frustrated with the tactics. So he's got to have a good start. So I would have played Van der Beek with Fred. That's what I would have done because it would have generated a very different midfield and it would have put somebody in the midfield who's used to getting on the ball and it would have given us a bit of excitement. Bruno would have been at number 10. Pogba would have been on the left. Sancho would have been on the right and Ronaldo would have been up front. And people are going to say, well, you're going to drop Greenwood and Rashford. I'm a massive fan of Greenwood and Rashford. But I think what we need to do as a team is learn to look after the ball, is to look after the ball in the final third and be creative with it. Well, Pogba can do that and he hasn't got to worry about his defensive capabilities. And look at the assists he got at the start of the season. Sancho's heaven made for that. And Bruno would love a Pogba and Sancho either side of him. And Donny would like it as well. And obviously Ronaldo up front. That's what I would have done. So I would have gone Fred or McTominay with Van der Beek, Bruno, Sancho, Pogba, Ronaldo. And that would have been something new. And I would have sat here and said, fair play, It's the last throw of the dice. If he loses and he loses to Liverpool, for me, he's got to go. But at least he's trying to change something. At least he's trying to get us to play good football. What he's done tonight is, and it could work, all he's done tonight is go back to last season, but I've got Ronaldo up front. That is last season's team with Ronaldo up front. And I know Varane can't play because he's injured, but still he's ignoring Donny. Still he doesn't know how to use Pogba. And why has he spent £74 million on Sancho? There's no development. He's running scared. He's terrified. He spent £74 million on a winger. That's not cheap. He doesn't know what to do with him. He doesn't dare use him. Bought Sancho to play right wing, but has to play Greenwood. Classic Ollie, says Nick Lopez. People saying that Fernandes and Pogba can't play together is bullshit. I'd argue that you can have Van der Beek, Pogba and Fernandes all about coaching and roles. Well, I've just done it, Anders. I've just put all three of them in the team. I know it's plaster. However, I'll take a plaster tonight. I can't do Europa. Daniel Kirk, absolute nailed it. Nailed it. Whatever you think, we cannot not win. I will celebrate every goal. If McTominay gets a hat-trick, I will love it. We've got to win. I cannot do the Europa League. I'd rather go back in another lockdown than go in Europa League. I cannot do the Europa League. Thursday night football, I just can't do it. My prediction was a 1-1 draw. Seeing that team, I'm going for a 2-1 loss. It's going to be a frustrating night again. You know what, Bradley? I think we're going to win because I think we're so fed up with it that you know what happens. I remember this with Mourinho. I remember being away in Turin and everyone was fed up with him and he won 2-1. So these things can happen. Tabra says, shout out to you regarding Gary Neville. Gary and those other pundits have proven that they're more Ollie supporters than Manchester United supporters. Shocking, says Tabrez. Well, apparently Paul Scholes is on tonight. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say because he's probably the worst of the lot in relation to contradictions. The stuff he used to say about Mourinho, he literally said 3 years ago, United shouldn't be celebrating finishing in the top 4 and winning a cup. We're Manchester United. Going in the Europa League is a failure because it means you're crap in the Champions League. We're Manchester United. We should be competing. So hopefully he'll say the same things again. Bruno placed way too high, which is all coaching. He most played as an 8 for Sporting. I don't think we'll see that, Jason, tonight. I think we will see Bruno playing a bit deeper. Zidane is good for Champions League, but if you want the Premier League, Conte is the man. He's a defensive manager, but has been 7 years now, and I just want to win the Premier League, says Robin. Orlando says, sad state of affairs when, as a manager, you can't play your best 11 because of your ability to coach behind having a back 6. Ollie in, says Tariq. Well done. If I were the owners, I'd question why we're buying players for Ollie and not using them, says Gordon Murray. If we had competent owners, you make a great point, Gordon. If I was in charge of Manchester United, I'd already would have asked a lot of questions, but I really would be saying, we're working our arse off to try and get Paul Pogba to sign a contract and you won't bloody pick him. We've spent £74 million on Sancho and you won't bloody pick him. But they're all too thick to think about this. Like, they don't know football, so they won't question it. I recall last season versus Sorry? Yeah, exactly. Paul Pogba, after the game, said something needs to change and he gets dropped. I recall last season versus AC Milan, I sent a super chat that I prefer Pogba on the left as he gets closer to Bruno, gives assists and off from defensive duties. You battered me back then, says Brian. Brian, apologies for battering you. You know, I can get quite passionate. I'd still disagree with you. I think Pogba's best position is in the midfield. We just didn't buy a midfielder to play next to him. And how bloody shocking it is that we spent £74 million on a player that we're not using and we should have spent it on a midfielder and then Pogba could play in his best position. See what I mean? Need to win because I don't want to see Ronaldo in the Europa League, says Kyle. Oh, it'd be horrible. Ollie doesn't know how to play system players. Sancho, Donny, Pogba, Matic, even Delo. My team had better coaching and tactics. I don't want to say the words, but if we lose tonight, says Jowin. Ollie's more concerned to save his job. Exactly, Aslam. He is. You can select any team unless we have a plan for tactics in possession and out of possession and set pieces. No team selection will work, says Donut. Ollie said Martial joined training today, but he's not ready. How the hell Maguire was ready for Leicester? Says like, well, he's not in the favourite club, is he? Mark, after Leicester City, I'm sorry, but I'm Ollie out. I was glad in the beginning, but now we need someone else. Says Night Owl. Well, look, let's play a bit of a game here because I know it's easy for most of you to be quite negative, but what's your score prediction? How do you think this is going to go? Because I personally think I'm unsure. I'm unsure. I went with a draw in the preview. I think maybe a draw. Gone with a draw, but you know what? I'm going to go. I nearly said I'm going to go balls deep, which I just did say. I think we're going to win. I do, and I know I've put the jinx on it, and I've said I thought we'd beat Villa, I thought we'd beat Everton, and I thought we'd beat Leicester. So, but I just can't believe that a club of the stature of Manchester United, with the players that we've got, is going to go. Well, it wouldn't be 4 games without a win, would it? It'd be 3 games without a win. But yeah, I just can't see it. Bought Sancho to play right wing, but has to play Greenwood. Classic Ollie, says Nick Lopez. Well, Sancho at the moment is starting to be a little bit like Sanchez. You know, we bought Sanchez in and we thought we're going to play Sanchez on the right, Martial on the left. And I can't remember who was up front at the time. And it was probably Zlatan or something. And no, it wasn't Zlatan, was it? I can't remember who it was. But the same thing's happened again. We bought a player in and it's not gone the way it was obviously meant to be. It's a weird one. Is Levin going to be on tonight? Okay. De Gea spoke his mind and they stripped him of the captain's armband. Pogba's benched for the same reason. That's absolutely disgusting, says Alligator. All the players Ollie doesn't pick, Donny, Pogba, Sancho, Martial, Cavani, what all of them have in common? They're all ball-to-feet players he can't use. Very good observation, Raven. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the channel. Cam White says, call me bonkers, but a 4-1 win to United and we go on one of these runs again to fall at the last hurdle. It could happen, Cam. It could happen. I wouldn't be surprised tonight if, you know, these fans who they're begging United to win, but they're begging United to win for the right reasons, but they want to just go on social media and slag us all off. I will not be on social media tonight if we lose this game going, oh, shut up, you lot. You look a right bunch of prats. It's not about that for me. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're in that situation. And I think it would be a plaster on the wound. I'll say it again. I can't see what that team's going to offer us long term, but I think he's going to stick it. In the player ratings, make sure you judge Ollie on his attention to details, says the genius knows. And Mark, would you take Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger back at United? Well, they're both retired, aren't they, Joel? I respect the point of view of Ollie Innes, but at this point, it is hope. Is it hope or belief? Chiri, it's 100% hope. How can it not be hope? I know, because I'm not saying Ollie out at the moment. I want it to work, but it's hope. There's no evidence. How do you stay so positive? I can't ever predict a win with the way we've been over the years. Because ultimately, Gordon, I stay positive because I support Manchester United and I want us to win. And I get no enjoyment out of Manchester United drawing or losing. And a draw would be a bad result tonight. I always live in hope. Hope FC. Simple as that. Dropping to the Conference League in your career mode is going to become a reality with this prat at the wheels, says Connor T. Mkhitaryan, says Hayden. And we can't even think we can beat teams that teams like Chelsea, Liverpool and City would smash, says Bancroft. 2-0 United, Mark. We need faith, says Lee Houghton. And results and our crap manager aside, the fact of the matter is who would look at us and the bench players and decide they want to transfer to us, says JRB. A draw would be terrible. If we lose, we are really in the mud with Sunday coming up as well, says Pontus. And even if we win this game, I think I'm done with Ollie. He has done his bit, but we need a better manager, obviously, says Adatolo. And I have a feeling that Rashford-Shaw partnership will show us how important they really are, says John. I think the thing that's disappointing for me tonight is that I look at that team and I just don't see a future. I really don't. I think we can win. I think we can get top 4. I think we can grind out results. But Marcus Rashford is not a creative player. Mason Greenwood is not a creative player. Cristiano Ronaldo is not a creative player. I don't know any team in the world that's a decent team that plays with front threes that don't want to pass. And that, to me, when we hear these things like we heard yesterday, that the coaches at Manchester United refute and are very frustrated that they get described as moments FC when something goes well. Well, apart from Bruno Fernandes, there's only one creator in that team. Fred can't create. McTominay can't create. Rashford can't create. Greenwood can't create. And Ronaldo can't create. Now, that doesn't mean that one of them won't get an assist tonight because things can happen, but they're not creative players. Bruno's the only creative player. Don't tell me we're not Moments FC. He wants Rashford to do something off his own back. He wants Ronaldo to do something off his own back. He wants Greenwood to do something off his own back. And then he wants McTominay and Fred and the back 4 to just stop them scoring. This is a game. I don't think we will win 3-0. You know why I don't think we'll win 3-0? Because unless they go down to 10 men, if we go 1-0 up, he'll protect it. I don't think we will win 3-0. I think we might win 2-0. But I don't think we're going to see an attacking United. But also, although, hold this point. I was speaking to an Italian journalist on emails the other day because they wanted an interview. And I said, tell me about Atalanta. And he said, well, what you said in your preview is spot on. They're an attacking side. They play high press and they attack a lot. So you can score against them. And he said the words, they're a bit of an Italian Leeds. And I went, ping! Who always plays well against Leeds? McTominay and Fred. We always score at least 3 goals against Leeds, apart from when it's at Ellen Road. So this could be a 3 or 4-0 tonight, because if that journalist is right and they're an Italian Leeds, Ollie'd love to play Leeds every week. I was never to beat Ollie in. Mark McFred will be Solskjaer's farewell. I've given up, in case you wondered, says Lars. Perfect 11. Pogba only fits in well on the left wing, says Anonymous Shah. And even if they're pointed down, would they give him freedom to choose his own coaching staff, control over player out? They had denied Jose, says Annabeth. I pray for a win. I don't want to play in the Europa League again. It's just embarrassing, says Michael Roden. And I think it just shows how important Varane is, this team, without him. Even a back 6, I'm not confident. Atalanta are better than us. Inconsistent, says Jacob. I still think with Varane, we play a back 6. This bullshit that we won't play a back 6 with Varane is bullshit. Like, we've been playing McTominay and Fred with Varane. Sancho should start on the right. He's a natural right winger and will supply more balls to Ronnie. 74 million signing, and he's sitting on the bench. I don't understand that one, you know. I love Mason Greenwood. I think he's a generational talent. It wouldn't be surprised me if I was going, generational talent, Greenwood again. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But I just think it's appalling that we spent 2 years chasing Jadon Sancho. He may as well be at Dortmund. We may as well have missed out on him again. It's I don't get why we bought him. And the thing about him is he's such a creative player. And we need some creativity. Just keep an eye on the possession stats, Mark. They're going to control the ball at Old Trafford. How we can allow that, says Gaza. And didn't Fred say Ollie is playing him wrong recently, but perfect game for Sancho and Donny to play. Sancho is being played on the wrong game, says Keith. It's getting to the point with the people like Jadon Sancho and Donny van der Beek that you sort of think if this doesn't go well for Ollie, you hope they'll get a chance under another manager. Not discarding what Ollie has done, but right now where the squad is with Pogba's contract and Ronaldo's age, we can't have a manager learning on the job, says Mohammed. No, it's meant to be the last dance this season. I don't. It's not. If it's not. It's not. It's fast becoming not a last dance and the last rites, isn't it? You know, it's rest in peace time. Ollie always delivers under pressure, always, says Anonymous. He does, you're right. And hit and hope FC, says Thomas M. Look, I almost feel like saying, can we just take a moment? And it doesn't matter whether you're religious, but let us pray. Please let Manchester United win tonight, because I do not want to be back in the Europa League. And if we lose tonight, Lord, then we will be in the Europa League, because we've got 2 away games to Atalanta and Villarreal to come. And I don't think I fancy our chances. If we don't want to be in the Champions League, we must win tonight. We must win tonight. Amen. We must win tonight. We got to win. I cannot get on board with any fan, and I've heard it with the Liverpool game, and it's all about opinion. You know, the thing for me is, the reason I do this is it's always about opinion. I have my own opinion. You will disagree with it at times. That's just how it works. That's why we're interacting and that's why we're chatting. But I cannot get on board. And I'm not going to be insulting to these people. I've heard people saying today, if you want United to lose to Atalanta, you're not a real United fan. Jog on. Who are you to say that? Who are you to say that? Now, I'm sure I've said it in the past myself, but actually, when I think about it, life's about learning. Who am I to tell you if you're saying, I hope we get beat by Atalanta because I've had enough and I want him out of the club? You'll be in that whole short-term pain, long-term game. I can't get on board with that. I can't physically make myself want United to lose. I just can't do it because United, to me, is way more than Harry Maguire or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or anybody else. Manchester United is an entity. It's a religion in itself, in a footballing sense. Manchester United, to me, is what my granddad introduced me to. It's that badge. It's not the players. It's not the manager. It's definitely not the owners. It's Manchester United, and I will fight and defend it. I don't want it to lose. I can't take it losing. I hate it losing. But there will be people tonight who are thinking, you know, I want us to lose. Not for me. Not for me. Not one part of me. I want to win. How do you always end up predicting 3-0 or 2-0 for United every game? And when our offence is inconsistent, at best we can keep a clean sheet, says But Randall. Mark, Pastor Fred will grant you prayers, don't worry, says Harry Kish. I hope so. Ronaldo can't see himself in the Europa League. We need to get out of the group stage, says Abd. And amen, bro, says Mikael Roach. We cannot end up back in. I don't think we will as well. I think we will get through the group stage. After what happened with Donny and what is now happening with Sancho, why would any player want to come play for Ollie? They just waste away, says Oz. I think we could, I mean, I'm going to talk about it when Levin comes on. I just don't understand how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can prioritise Jadon Sancho as his number one signing for the last 2 summers. It was his number one signing last summer and he didn't get him. It's his number one signing priority this summer. He gets him and doesn't bloody use him. Look at what Pep did with Grealish. Straight in the team. You're my signing of the summer. I want you. I'm going to get you integrated. Ollie, you're my number one signing. I've wanted you for 2 years. Get your tracksuit on. Ollie may be at fault, but the players also should take accountability for the bad form. Praying with you, Mark, says, quote. And this is literally our team from the start of 1920 season with Ronaldo instead of James. Where have the last 4 to 5 transfer windows gone, says Casper. Only Ollie could take Ronaldo from a 35-goal-a-season player contending for Ballon d'Ors and Champions Leagues to a striker who isn't sure he would win the Europa, says Gabriel Noel. And it's so frustrating. First Moyes, LVG, Mourinho, and now Ollie. Our club needs change from the top to bottom. Just get Ten Hag. He will get the best from Donny, says Omar. Just catching up here. Ricky's risky tweet. Well done. Your earlier show was great. Balanced arguments and good sense. Well played. You have definitely gone up in my estimation, says Andrew Hughes. I just want to say thank you to loads of people who have messaged me privately. I've seen other videos and everything like that. How do you think we'll do versus Liverpool, Spurs and City, says Road to Red Devils? Mate, I can't predict us anymore. I don't know about you. I can't predict us anymore. I just don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know. Under Ollie, he could win the next 3. He could win the next 4. And then people will be going, Ollie's going to win it. And then we'll come back after the international break and he'll lose 3 in a row. That's to me why United should be making plans for a replacement. They might not want to do it now, but I really think they're going to have to do it at some point in the next, well, hopefully in the next 3 months if the bad results go wrong. Some would say in the next 3 weeks. But certainly by next summer, I think they're going to have to make a change. I think he's hit he's like a guy on braces who's jumping on a trampoline and banging his head on the ceiling. He just keeps banging against these ceilings, and it's a steel ceiling. It's not a plasterboard one. He's not like making a dent and eventually he's going to break through. He's going up and down on his braces, banging his head on a steel ceiling. I think he's at his ceiling. I don't think he's ever going to go above it. And I don't know why anybody in the media hasn't picked up on that. I'd love to be wrong, but I just don't see it. The problem with United is the Glazers tried to copy and paste what they did in NFL. Sign Tom Brady, win everything, and sign Ronaldo. Same results as Keith McNamara. But I think the Buccaneers have got a good coach, haven't they? There's no manager news at the moment, Alex. Got Paul Ince on tomorrow morning. Could you imagine if Bruno had started slowly and Ollie lost faith in him like Van der Beek and Sancho, says Santino? Yeah, but Sancho and Donny haven't started slowly. They've just not been given a chance. Bruno went straight in the team. Why can't we have another solution other than going back to Fred, says Ibrahim? Look, in relation to McTominay and Fred, can I just say that's his first choice midfield. It's been very obvious to me for a very long time. It's very irritating, but it's very obvious that is his first choice midfield. Can I just say as well, thank you to everybody who's been messaging me, whether it be on Twitter, emails, on here, about the interaction with Gary Neville. In no way is that a beef for me. Not in any sense of the word. It probably is for him. It's not for me. I think he tried to undermine me on social media, and it did undermine me a little bit, but a lot of people saw what I was trying to do. I wasn't speaking for me. I was speaking for the fans who are frustrated by this situation. And I appreciate it because a lot of people have come to, funnily enough, a lot of people have messaged me and said, I don't like your content. I think you're a bit of a dickhead, but you've gone up in my estimations there. And that to me is actually quite a nice message, because it's like, well, clearly it was right to do. If people who don't even like the content we provide think it was the right thing to do, then obviously it was the right thing to do. So I appreciate that. And we won't stop doing it. We won't stop doing that, because I believe that, that there is, football and the world in general is very accessible now. And, fans are very intelligent. Fans can talk to you about registers, high lines and everything like that. And, we're not here to be spoken at. We're not here to be spoken down to, and we'll call it out when we see it for what it is. And admittedly, some of them have said they're biased. I'm convinced Ollie, McKenna and Carrick watch Ted Lasso to create their training sessions and tactics. Decent show, but sick of it every weekend, says Sean Miller. And what hurts me is that all the progression that Ollie has actually made is being undone because he's reached his tactical ceiling at this level, says Devon Smith. Yeah. Zane Miassi, Zane Miassi's laughing his head off. We've not lost yet, Zane, and I think we're going to win. You know, one of the reasons I think we're going to win, I just think you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in that team. Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League. So, yeah, I think we'll be fine. But I understand the frustrations. I definitely do. Sorry, I just lost that. Gordon Murray, Rashford using determination and desire to describe Ollie, says Gordon Murray. Look, I thought what Ollie said about Rashford last week about concentrating more on his football was wrong. But I also know that Rashford is in the gang. Rashford's a favourite of Ollie. He is. Like, Ollie overplayed Rashford. Maguire is a favourite. McTominay is a favourite. Fred is a favourite. Bruno is a favourite. So, you know, he's basically picking his favourites today. Luke Shaw's a favourite as well, yeah. But tonight's not good. You know, if we get good football tonight, well done. Tonight's not about good football. Tonight is about moments, a clean sheet, and winning. And I'll take that. I will take that. Ollie's mates should understand who would they rather lose, Ollie or half of the squad. End of the season, club doesn't understand the value of this squad, says Tarandu. Thank you very much for the super chats that are coming in. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. A lot of interest in this game. We've got 30,000 people watching. It is a very interesting game. It would be a very it would be a very interesting game anyway. But it's a very interesting game because of what's going on in the bigger context. I'm sure there's a lot of Liverpool fans watching this game tonight, very interested in it as well. How do you think United are perceived in Europe? Under Sir Alex, they were terrified of us. Now I'm guessing that they see us as West Ham or Arsenal. Andrew Hughes, I think Manchester United are seen as AC Milan or currently Barcelona. Massive clubs who've fallen on bad times. Even if we win 6-0 today against a team that is open like Leeds, I don't think this will prove progress. Wake me up when Ollie is gone. You know what, Red Baron? If you're focused on the Liverpool game, which I am, I mean, for me, your Premier League is bread and butter. That Champions League group, I described it as easy. We're making hard work of this Champions League group. Liverpool is the more important game. We need to win tonight, but we need to beat Liverpool as well. To be honest with you, I don't know what the best result is for us tonight ahead of that Liverpool game. I almost feel if we lose or draw, he's under so much pressure. He has to get something against Liverpool, and the mindset will be more bounce backable. If we win well tonight, I think that could be a problem going into the Liverpool game because he'll be like, oh, I've won. I've got some positivity. What do I do? So, you know what I mean? I want to win both. But, you know, actually, if we did win 4 or 5-0 tonight, like we did against Leeds, what was the next game? Dropping points against Southampton. It could be a false dawn. If none of our team flail their arms and moan to they'll be happy, sick of seeing that, says Jake Marshall. Welcome to the Members Club, Finley O'Connor. You can do that by clicking the join button. And also, welcome to Kelkar as well. Right, we've got Levin on the show. Levin, how are you doing, young man?
You know what? I'm doing all right, Mark. You know, struggling. I'm struggling to get myself in the right mindset for this match here. Because you know what? I was actually, you know, very, very frustrated. I was down. And I needed some therapy. So last night, right, instead of watching Liverpool versus Atletico, you know, if I wanted to watch a team sit and play 5 back, I would have just rewatched the Chelsea match. I thought, let me watch Ajax versus Dortmund, 2 teams, you know, great football, great coaches. And I think, you know, you can never get that perfect football in it. But like, I think watching Ajax yesterday was like one of the closest things to perfect football I've seen in a long time. Like, it was actually therapeutic. So if any of you are struggling, if any of you guys have been, like, it was the maddest thing, Mark, because I was like watching out for the small, just seeing Ajax press. It was like I'd never seen a press before. I was like, oh my God, they're all pressing together. Do you know what I mean? Mad, absolute madness. But, you know, I'm backing the boys. Hopefully we can get the results today.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, what's your thoughts on the team? Because I've spent a lot of time talking about this team. I've seen a lot of people in the chat talking about the team. So yeah, he's gone back to McFred. He's dropped Pogba. Sancho's nowhere to be seen. I'm going to talk to you about Sancho in a minute. But what's your initial thoughts on the general team?
I don't really like it. I expected this kind of a team because I very much expected them to look to go to sort of the blueprint of last year as much as possible, right? And as much as, yeah, maybe it got results for us last year to some extent, I don't really like it. I think we always talk about balance and all these things. We have to, I like Greenwood. So before I say this, I know people will be like, oh, of course you hate Greenwood. He's been so good. But when you look at that front three, you have a bunch of people that want to score and not many people who want to pass to the people that want to score. You have very high volume sort of shooters and scorers. You know, you need someone to be giving the ball to them. We signed Sancho for 70 odd mil. We've not really used him on the right. It doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't really add up. I like Greenwood, and I'm sure Greenwood will score a beautiful goal and, you know, shut me all up. But, you know, that doesn't really make much sense to me there. I don't really get it.
The thing is, I think, just to jump in there, is, and you can develop that point as well. We've spoken about this a lot. We spoke about it in the summer, and I'm pretty sure we spoke about how you can do it and you can still win the game. But for me, I mentioned that team and I mentioned longevity. I can see that team winning tonight, but I can't see this being the master plan to get us back in the title race, because we've seen all this before. And Greenwood and Rashford, they're just wide forwards. For me, you can only play with one wide forward, which is why Pogba worked off the left when Greenwood was on the right.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, it's not something that has much longevity. It's a bit perplexing to me. Now, I do want to bring this up because I saw you tweeted about, you know, Pogba and stuff, and, you know, I had a bit of a different take and I was getting pelters for it, as always, right? But
Good.
I do want to talk about this because I think it's important. Now, you know, you said in your tweet, Pogba's been dropped for speaking out against Oli and whatnot. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's fair to say that yet, because I think there's perfectly sort of reasonable football reasons you can look at as to why Pogba's been dropped. Now, we can get to those, I'm sure we will. What I would say is, if we are losing and he doesn't sub on Pogba, that would let me know, you know what, okay, clearly he wasn't happy about the way Pogba spoke, right? But I don't think it's fair to just instantly go, you know, he doesn't like Pogba or he's upset with Pogba because of what Pogba said after the game. I think most people knew he was going to go back to McFred after the, you know, what happened in that game. I think it was always clear McFred was going to come back. I think Matthews was the best player outside of De Gea probably in that Leicester game, but you know, our weaknesses in midfield were clear, right? Where there was too much space for Matic and Pogba to cover. Now, McTominay and Fred are not the answer. I'm not saying that, by the way, so please, people need to stop jumping on me about this. If I could have it my way, McTominay and Fred would never start for us again.
Do you not think that's weird, though? Because we've basically put McTominay and Fred there to protect the back four, but Pogba and Matic got exposed because neither of the wide players or forwards track back. And then he's playing Rashford and Greenwood, who don't track back.
Yeah, and that's, don't get me wrong, like, that is one of the big issues I had. And then I always reference this thread to people. United Arena on Twitter, he made a great thread about, you know, McTominay and Fred being like painkillers, because ultimately they're used, but they wouldn't have to be used if we fixed other issues in the team. Like, you're right. If in that Leicester game we had better support from the wide players, it wouldn't have been as much of an issue with Pogba and Matic being sort of isolated. But, you know, we don't fix those issues, and instead Ollie's, you know, go-to is just use McFred and hopefully they can cover for me in that position, right? Now, still, Mark, I see a lot of people who just like don't seem to understand. McTominay and Fred, they're not really good at much. In terms of their partnership, they're not really good at much, right? What is their only strength that we always make fun of them for? Like, what is it?
Energy,
right?
NRG.
Energy bunnies, Duracell bunnies running around, right? And it's a bit of a joke because that should be the standard, and I agree with that should be the standard. But when you look at that Leicester game, what was one of the biggest issues we had in midfield? Matic and Pogba, they had too much space to try and cover vertically and laterally. They couldn't do it, right? And it's the reason why Leicester's midfield were able to just pick passes around in the midfield. And Atalanta will probably look to do the same. They're probably going to look to dominate possession. And so if there is too much space, we will be exposed the way we were with Leicester. So I get why he picked McFred. I don't like it because I don't like McFred, but I get it, right? Like I said. It's
not the, when you look at that team, and I think you're probably going to agree, the unfortunate thing is we listen to the press conference and he talks about we're making a load of changes, this, that, and the other. It's not change, is it? It's panic. It's basically what we've seen for the last year. They've not done anything on the training ground revolutionary. They've just gone, let's go and do what we did last year.
Yeah. And that is the biggest concern to me, because I'm glad you mentioned the, other aspects of our team that need to also improve to help us with some of the issues we have. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about the result being important, and the result is important because we can't afford to go to the Europa League. I will not stand for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can't. But also a performance is important, because another bad performance just prolongs the inevitable of he's not good enough. What is this? This football can't be accepted, right? So even if we were to get the win, if we play stinky, people are going to be pissed, and rightfully so. Do you know what I mean? So we need to play better today, Mark.
Well, also as well, the crowd. I said this as well. 20 minutes he's got, and they've got to start well, because the crowd ain't stupid. All right, it's very different if you're in the ground. There's that, they'll be singing ollies at the wheel, I guarantee it. But they're also aware that McTominay and Fred aren't great. They're also aware that, the football's not great. And if it's not great for 20 minutes, you'll start to feel that pressure again. And but the thing for me, just before I forget it, I wanted to talk about Sancho. I just don't get this. I mean, I feel that Paul Pogba not playing in a United shirt is a real what's the word? Eye-opener to how bad the coaching is, because literally he played 2 weeks ago for France and was fantastic and showed his leadership qualities in the midfield. Now, I understand why he's not playing well for United, because we haven't got a holding midfielder that can play next to him, and you need that when you're going to play Pogba. But to be not able to do that because you didn't buy a midfielder, because you spent £74 million on Jadon Sancho, and then to not pick Jadon Sancho, I'm just baffled by this. We've seen it with Donny, and now we're seeing it with another player. But this is the player that he's wanted for 2 years. This is his priority signing.
Do you know what's the scariest bit about it? It's how long we would have been scouting Sancho. So there was an abundance of time for McKenna and Carrick to think and plan out exactly how they were going to use Jadon Sancho, right? It's not even like a thing with, the last minute signing, like, Cavani last year, where it's like, okay, we got Cavani, how do we? It's not something like that. It's literally like we've had years and years for them to plan out systematically, how do we use Jadon Sancho to get the best out of him? We've seen him in every possible scenario at Dortmund. We've seen him play off the left, in the middle, off the right. We've seen everything we need to see. We get him and we don't know how to use him. It's scary. It honestly is scary. It's sad, because I think it's not going to help Sancho in terms of getting the Sancho we all want to see. It's not going to help us get there faster by him not consistently playing. And of course, the pressure from rival fans and even people in our fan base. And on the point of like Pogba with the DM thing, I don't really. We were seeing reports in like summer that they think like McTominay is going to be the answer, some madness like that. I just don't understand how this wasn't fixed. I think this is, the centre-back thing was obviously a big issue as well, but the centre-back and the midfielder was like two glaring issues in our team for over a year now. So why didn't we address that? Why didn't we solve that? And it's going to cost him. Like, it is going to cost him, because that is one of the deep-rooted issues that we have in our squad. Just the lack of finding a good balance and a good pivot to work consistently in the midfield.
And remember, everybody, Levin started on the show in the summer and ended up on the show because he sent a clip in when we were looking for people. And he's an Ollie outer who doesn't rant about it. He's a pragmatic Ollie outer. So, this is that's what it is. A little bit, I don't know. I'll give this to you because you like the tactics as much as I do. And this is from Ollie. And, I'm always going to play devil's advocate and try and be fair. And this is what he's saying. I think we just need to cover a lot of ground against Atalanta. They're a very aggressive side. They're a high-intensity team. But also, we want to have forwards to exploit the space they create as they can give space away behind. So effectively, he's saying he just wants people to run around a lot and then try and exploit the space that Atalanta leave behind when they make a mistake. Very much a Leeds approach. And we do tend to do well against Leeds.
Yeah, he's basically just said, we're going to look to hit them on the counter. We're going to look to hit them on the break. And that's why it's even more confusing why Sancho didn't start. You look at what Sancho is incredibly good at. Sancho is incredibly good at picking and exploiting space when there's different options. And Atalanta will give us the potential to do that because they will, dominate the ball and we will look to, hit them on the break. So I don't know I don't know who did the scouting for Sancho or whatever, but this would be the kind of game where you'd expect Sancho to be able to show off what he did, when he was playing for Dortmund or whatever. But yeah, we're going to sit them on the break. They're going to dominate the ball. it is sort of similar to Leeds thing. I know a lot of people compare them to Leeds, and I know they have like a similar sort of man marking thing. They are quite aggressive. What I would say about the comparisons to Leeds is they are better than Leeds, right? Like, it's not even like, oh yeah, they're just like the Italian Leeds. It's like they're a better version of Leeds if they were Italian, which is scary because, yeah, we've done well against Leeds, but, you know, I think Atalanta are probably a better team. So,
what I haven't actually asked you that, you know, what's your feeling on the game? Which way do you think this is going to go? And it's very difficult to predict with United, but I don't want a score prediction, but how do you feel it's going to go?
Well, you're asking me the hard questions here, you know, because I could bounce it back to everyone in chat right now, all the 30-odd thousand people. How is it going to go? Like, I think that's one of the biggest issues we have as a fan base now, isn't it? We never know how it's going to go. Like, if you're a whatever fan, you know how games are going to... If you're a Liverpool fan, you know how games are going to go. You know, even if you're a Charlton Athletic fan, you probably know how your games are going to go. We don't have a clue how our games are going to go. We could come out and score 3 goals in the first 10 minutes. We could come out and lose 4-0. We could go out and it's a dead game, 1-1 finish, 0-0. It could be so many different things, yeah, that I don't even know, man. I've told people, because I'm always optimistic and I always like to just, you know, give mad score lines. I've told people 3-1. I've been called crazy for going 3-1. And I sit there and I think to myself, you know what, I probably am a bit crazy for thinking 3-1, but I don't know, Mike. I'm just gonna be optimistic about it. Hopefully we can get the result in it. That's all I can ask for.
Andrew Martin says, pains me to see so many talented players seemingly stagnate and regress under this coaching setup. It was passable when we got double dubious results and progressed to second, but now we're in free fall and the players are not improving. Ford says Ollie needs more time. The coaching staff needs to go, says Ford. Martial, Ronaldo, Sancho is more balanced, says Adewale. And how does Harry start after that performance, says Michael. Well, he's on the favourites club. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, Harry Maguire starting?
Yeah.
Surely not.
Yeah, I don't think
Wait, what? Harry Maguire's actually starting? I didn't even clock.
Yeah. Well, this is it. He'd rather pay a half-fit Harry Maguire than pick Eric Bailly. He'd rather play a terrible McFred than give Donny a start. But I was going to say that to you. I think for me, we've been down this road with Ollie before, so I won't be surprised if we get results. You know, but I think he's going to focus in on a certain set of players now. And I did wonder how he was going to use this squad this season. But really, you know, I just don't see how he's going to do it now. He needs results. And already he's shown tonight, he's gone back to the favourites of last year. I just don't know how the likes of Martial, Cavani, Lingard, Donny, Pogba, Sancho, I just don't see where they come in because he's just playing for his, you know, he's in that zone. It's like when you're playing FIFA, isn't it? And, you know, you're in shit and you just, I'm not trying anything new. I'm not trying anything new. You're just going to stick with the same players now.
Yeah, and that's going to cause potential issues, right? You can already, like with the Pogba thing already, right? Let's say he is angry at Pogba for what Pogba said and Pogba doesn't come on, even if we're losing or something. What are you going to do about that? The club wants to keep this player. Whether people agree that he should be kept or not, the club wants to keep this player. How are you going to keep someone that you're not playing? We already know Donny's an issue. Sancho, you sign him for 70-odd million. You've been like, if Sancho ends up being like a Donny or a Pogba where he's just not going to play or whatever, if I was Sancho, I'd be fuming because you did not chase after me for how many years, yeah, for me to come and what, you don't want to play me now? Impossible. So it's going to create issues because there's players who are good players, who are international players who want to play football and are talented enough to play football. It's a shame that it doesn't seem like the coaching staff know how to use some of these players. Like, people always go to me, but Levin, you know, how come? Well, I don't understand Levin. He does the job for France. Why is it not happening for United? And I go, we simply just aren't using him to his strengths. You look at the way he's put in France team, they get the best out of Pogba because they've shaped the system to fit around Pogba and it works. We don't do that. We haven't done that. We've rarely ever done that at United. So a lot of players are going to not get the game time they probably deserve. And that's what it's going to have to be. But on the other hand, right, Ollie has to start being selfish because if he continues like this, he will get the sack. If it continues like this, if he does what he's been doing so far this season, it is only going to end one way. And so I look at it on the other side of the coin and go, look, he has to be selfish now. If he can get us results, that's all I can ask for right now. But he's struggled so far, hasn't he?
I just think it's a shame because I think, there's every part of me just wanted Ollie to work and I still hope it can happen. But I think tonight, even if we win, I look at that team and it doesn't show me what we needed to see after losing to Leicester. I think when you have a pivotal bad result like that, you've got to put a team out that's going to play in the United way. And I love Mason Greenwood. I love Marcus Rashford. I love Ronaldo. I love Bruno. And I think they're more than capable of winning the game, but they're moments players. This is not a football team. This is a team that has to defend and, like you said, produce moments on the break. And that's what we're looking to do. And that's very sad because that's the sort of thing a West Ham does or a Southampton does. We're Manchester United, and we should have coaches that can do what Ajax did last night, do what Man City do on a weekly basis, do what Liverpool do. And that's the sad thing about this team tonight. I hope it's going to win. I want it to win. I think it can win. But I know whether it's Sunday or the Sunday after or the Sunday after that, or maybe it's in December, we'll go through another run what we've been through here, because that's not progress. And I'm just going to take a quick toilet break before the start of the game, actually, Evan. And I wanted to respond to that, but also this is quite telling from Rashford. Marcus Rashford basically said the results are not as bad as people think. It's just it's not nice to lose. I mean, what do you think about
that? I love you, Marcus. Yeah, I love you, but it's not the time, big man. It's not the time. Guys, he's gone now. Guys, all right. I get to take over. All right, cool. Welcome to the United Stand. My name is 11-2UK. Obviously, we're here for the Watcher. Okay, I got Jordan in my head telling me off. Okay, on a serious note, though, right? You look at everything and you sort of go to yourself, yeah, the results haven't, been as bad as they were maybe in previous seasons, but when you look at the team now, the performances just aren't good enough. And the framework of our team is that to sort of rely on individual brilliance right now. That's what it is. So when I look at the starting lineup now, that starting lineup is the exact same as our typical starting lineup last year, except Ronaldo minus Cavani plus Ronaldo. That's what the lineup is, right? And I think a large part of that is because Ollie is probably relying on the chemistry of a lot of these players together, right? He's relying on a lot of these players, who, when you remember last season, a lot of our best moments came from really good chemistry between players, cool interplay, all these kind of things. And I think he's gone with that lineup because he knows all these players are familiar with each other, minus Ronaldo, of course. But Ronaldo is so good that, Ronaldo will get involved somehow and score some sort of a goal or something to win us the game, right? So I really think this lineup is him really just going, guys, what you did last year, do that, but now, right? And that's going to be really important. I see a lot of people, right? I see a lot of people who will go, yo, 11, yo, big man, how are you so polite to Ollie, brother? I don't get it. Do you know what it is, yeah? What it really is you man, a lot of you man will have like a friend, right? You might have one of your boys, even one of your girls, right? You might have if you're a girl, you might have a girlfriend. She has she's a makeup artist or something. Or if one of your boys, he does music or something. And realistically, your boy's music's dead, right? His music's dead. If we're being honest, if you're looking bro to bro, your boy's music's dead. You're still reposting it. Do you know what I mean? You're still reposting. You still support him because he's your boy at the end of the day. And that's how I've always approached it with Ollie, right? I realize he's probably not good enough in it, but I've always tried my best to support him because, I want him to do well, because if he's doing well, we're doing well. But it's never quite worked out like that. You know what I'm saying? So, eventually you get to a point where you probably do have to sit your boy down and go, you know what, big man? Yeah, the music thing's not for you, bro. But uni's there. Uni is available, innit? And I think we're getting to that point with Ollie where, it might be time to just go, hey, big man, you did your best in it, but you gotta scoot over, right? So that's where we're probably at. For the people who do always ask me, Evan, why do you never call Ollie a wallad or whatever, mad word you want to use, innit? So that's just why.
I'll tell you what, it's one thing we haven't discussed, and I genuinely do think this. I think we will see a reaction. I don't know about you. I don't know about everybody at home, but I do. I think even I'm not really big-headed and say that the people on the United Stand or the community will be the motivation, but I think that there is this misconception that people like ourselves are a motivation for Ollie. Let's prove him wrong. And actually, not said the words Ollie out. Just said it's not acceptable. But I think that siege mentality is something that Sir Alex Ferguson harnessed very well. And Ollie did say before the start of the game, the fact the crowd will be up for it, which they will, and the players will be up for it. Don't worry about that. So I do it. What do you think on that, Levin? I mean, wishful thinking, but I surely will. We might see an early red card and then from Fred, and then it will really be the enemy. But I do. We're surely going to see some energy tonight.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if they thought like that. Like, not like honestly, Mark. Yeah, if let's say Ollie was to go on and win the treble, right? And like in 20 years' time, he does an interview and he goes, you know what? Yeah, I was watching Mark Goldbridge on the United stand and he just really pissed me off in it. Like, I just couldn't stand those United stand fellas in it. And that was the motivation we needed to go win the treble. If that's what you need, hate me. All the United, just hate me. If that's what you need to go out there and win, I'm fine with it. Hate me. I just doubt it's that, right? But I think
100% it's not that. Yeah,
it's definitely not that. But I think it is important mentality-wise that the players don't start to slip. And I'm sure there'll be people going, no, we want that. You know, if the players turn on Ollie, he will truly be done. And I think he does still have the dressing room. But it's important that mentality-wise, the players don't allow the outside noise, because whether you like it or not, there is a lot of outside noise that could lead to, maybe players having these second doubts, and it can affect performances. Because, on the topic of like just general, Steve Bruce, right? His message, right? He's seen everything that people say. Players see everything that people say, right? The clip of so there's a clip of Greenwood where he's talking about Goldbridge, and they see it. You know what I mean? I'm sure they see it. So I hope it.
They live on their phones more than probably we're on their phones. Football.
No, maybe not.
That when Harry Maguire comes out and says, "Oh no, I don't take any notice." What do you do for 8 hours of the day, then, Harry? Of course you're on social media. Everybody's on social media,
and even the ones who aren't, their families are, and their friends are, and the messages will be passed on a lot of the time. You know what I mean? So. Look, all I can ask for, Mark, we can sit in the debate and talk about, so many different things. I just want a result, and I just don't want to be walking away from that game going, that was a stinky performance, right? And let's start small, right? I'm not even asking for 90 minutes of just, fluid, pure football. Give me a good hour, right? Okay, that's all I want right now. Just give me a good hour where I can look back and go, if we can do that all season long, we're in for a good shot. That's the minimum I want today.
Well, look, we're nearly at kickoff, Levin, so I'll let you get off. I know you're going to be doing the fan forum. I'm going to pin you down that you're going to go for a win. Just be positive.
Yeah, I'm going for a win. Look, I don't really like doing the fan forums when we lose. People who watch the fan forums, you'll notice when we do them when we lose, I just don't speak most of it. And there's always people in the comments getting mad, like, Levin, you're the host, you're supposed to be controlling the convo. But I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk. I'd much rather just sit there and let everyone just argue with each other, innit? So hopefully it's a win, so I don't have to do that, and we can be all happy and positive and, laugh at Liverpool fans and whatever we have to do. But
tonight especially, it's not a nice to win. It's not a must win. It's a have to win. We have to win tonight, because if we don't, that league table looks bad, and we've got to go to Italy and Spain. And I think we're in big trouble. We'd only have 3 points from 3 games, and we've got 2 away games against the 2 better teams. I think we'd be in trouble.
No, we would. A win's important. But look, guys, we'll be on the fan forum tonight. I don't know who's on it with me. I never seem to. I know Kev's on it, which is good. I'm maybe Draw, knows in my head. But Jay's on. Dre, Kev. Hey, we got FIFA YouTuber Haber will be on. Alex as well. Our resident Mason Greenwood fan will be there with us. So, we got plenty of great opinions on tonight. So be sure to check that out after the watch along. I'll be hosting it, and it should be a good time as long as we win. So see you guys all later.
I'll catch you in a bit, mate. Thanks for that.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers, pal. I think, it is, there's no loss for me. If a United player ever said, I can't stand that United stand lot, it's a win, because what they don't realise is, and I keep using the Belinda Carlisle lyrics, we dream the same dream, we want the same win, same thing. I just want United to be winning again. I don't care how we get there. I don't care whether people don't like what we say. I don't really give a shit, because ultimately it's only coming from a good place. Want Manchester United to win. That's what we want. And I do wonder about tonight. I think the players will be up for it. But one thing you've got to remember is we are being a little bit disrespectful here, because we're talking about this game and we're saying, you know, we're going to go loads of energy, we're going to turn up, everything like that. But we're totally disrespecting that the fact that you know, we've been crap all season. How likely is it that we get the energy and play good football? You know, you can't say the coaching's crap and then suddenly they switch it on 4 days later. So it's a big ask. And also against a team like Atalanta, who are a good team. You know, there might be a little bit of fear that drops into United tonight. I don't know. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 100 subscribers away from 161,000. And I've just seen a clip that the Stretford End, the Red Army, the singing section, which is not what they are, they're the Red Army. They've been singing Ollie's at the wheel time and time and time again. That might frustrate some of you. To me, that's music to my ears. You know, at the end of the day, he can't ever say he's not been backed. He's been backed more than any manager. And the Manchester United fans are the best fans in the world, especially the away support that follow them. You know, some people call them naive and stupid, but I don't think they're naive and stupid. They want this to work. They backed Moyes. They backed Van Gaal. They backed Mourinho for a very long time. They're not doing anything wrong. And Solskjaer comes out clapping the crowd because he knows he's mentioned the crowd about 4 times in the last 24 hours. He knows that's what he's got. He knows that's what he needs. He's living on that emotion that sucked Gary Neville in and everybody else. They can't move away from 99 and everything else. And it's very difficult to move away from it. And it's an emotional pull that Ollie has got. And he needs more than that. He can't just be Ollie, the nice guy legend of Manchester United. We need more than that. We've needed more than that for a long time. And tonight is the start of that. He's got to show something more than a grind out result. But ultimately, I would take that. Would have lost me and Ollie is out or too early? No, he wouldn't go yet, Ryan. Chelsea, I don't know. I can't predict when he would go, but I certainly don't think if we lost tonight, we lose to Liverpool. I still don't think he's gone. Chelsea signed Saul as a CDM from Atletico on loan, even though they've got Kante and Jorginho. Why didn't we do that instead of replacing McFred? Says Nishant. How the hell are people giving £10,000 on Super Chats? It's not £10,000, you Stratos. I don't think the problem is McFred. The problem is that they don't get clear tactics of what to do during a particular situation, and that's on Ollie, says Jim. Well, we're 2 minutes away from kickoff. Fury Time says, in the Leicester game, you got your dream midfield set up with Matic and Pogba as CDMs, and after the game, you were still moaning McFred is our best option. That game proved it. Mate, you don't know anything about football. I don't know. Rashford, Ronaldo, Greenwood is not balanced, as Adwell. And you don't know anything about football if you're telling me that McFred are better than Matic and Pogba. It's about tactics, mate. What that showed us on Saturday, is that you can pick the right team and still get battered. Did you not see the defensive line in the press? It was like the Grand Canyon. The gap was huge. Matic and Pogba could not deal with the amount of Leicester passes that they were passing in that space. You've got to be compact and you've got to press as a team. So, Old Trafford singing Ollie's at the wheel. Of course they will. They want it to work. I've got no problem with that. Everybody's got their right to an opinion. Of course they have. Apparently Gary Neville's there with a microphone singing it. I mean, that's a joke. I expect a fast 20 minutes, then Atalanta take control of possession and win, setting up a counter at home in the Champions League, says Sean Turner. And Ronaldo looked a bit fed up, says Harris. And hey, Mark, those fans at the stadium have to sing Ollie's at the wheel to get the tickets free. I'm just pressed with that lineup. I'm sad. They don't get free tickets, do they? Paolo, that's a load of bollocks, surely. That's a load of bollocks. Anyway, smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're ready to go. Just some players to look out for Atalanta. They actually haven't started Zapata. He's on the bench. Ilicic is up front with Muriel. Coop Miners was a player that we were quite interested. Well, we as fans were quite interested in. United were never interested in. Not impressed with the blind loyalty. Loyalty United is one thing. Never loyal to a person, says Red Baron. And do you recommend that Man United buy CDM in January? I recommended that they did it 2 years ago, Puya. Ronaldo normally sings the Champions League theme, but instead looked resigned. He's not feeling this, I think, says Nikki. Well, you know, maybe keep an eye on Ronaldo's body language. I don't know. I think he's probably motivated. Maybe he's in the zone. I certainly don't think he's turning out there not motivated. But look, we've been looking forward to this. It's the Champions League, and it's a big set of games for Manchester United at Old Trafford. Ollie's smiling. I hope they deliver. I think the one thing I would say about Ollie is no part of me when I see Ollie, even though we're playing crap, gets frustrated when I see his face. Van Gaal and Mourinho, they used to pan to their face and it pissed me off towards the end. Ollie doesn't actually do that, so that's a positive. But a long ball from United straight away. Let's see how we go. I mean, look, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a silly red card in this game, probably for Atalanta. And then, you know, it's a get out of jail card. We could do with one of those. Through ball to Woody early, says Grantos. Hey, Mark, going to Old Trafford for the first time to see Liverpool worried, but hope we win. What a game to be going to for your first time, DLA. That would be fantastic. What? Oh, timer. I'm on 33 seconds. Just about to hit 37, 38, 39, 40. Joshua, it's on BT tonight. They've got the Champions League rights. Anyway, there's a lot of energy at the moment. Some tackles flying in, but what Atalanta will want to do is just get hold of the ball and quieten the crowd. I mean, look at that for a press. It's fucking awful. If that's I mean, Fred's part of the press here. Let's see. I don't want to be too hard on the team because we did win against Villarreal and they absolutely played us off the park. So look, you know, as I keep saying, it's about the result tonight. Who is showing the game? We've done that. Thanks for the super chats. Very much appreciated. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. 2 massive games coming up in the next 4 days. Liverpool. Got Paul Ince on the show tomorrow morning. I want Paul to stick up for me against Gary. Paul, stick up for me, the governor. But no, I won't be saying that. But it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say tomorrow morning. Hopefully after a victory here tonight. But nice turn. Rashford. So important that Marcus Rashford stays fit for United, isn't it? After finally being fit, he's got to stay fit. Good play by Bruno. Wants a foul, doesn't get one. It's a physical game. But I think this has been an encouraging start by United, you know. Atalanta really haven't got hold of the ball yet. So, score prediction, please, MG. I'm sort of caught between 2 results, really. And I know that's unfair, but I think my official one was 2-2. But I've got a feeling it might be 2-0. Slip him in. This is a goal, surely. Oh, he's missed it. Rashford. How's he missed that? How's he onside? What's Atalanta doing? Wide open. Was he offside? Gets to McTominay. I mean, this is like playing Leeds. He's just offside. He's just offside. Like playing that Italian journalist. All I'll say is bellissimo. It's the only Italian word I know, but Rashford was offside anyway. But this is like playing an Italian Leeds. This is the perfect game for us. Absolutely perfect. Ollie will be so excited about playing a team that's like Leeds. Muriel, I'll tell you what, they could have slipped the striker in there. It's a very open game here. When's the career mode being uploaded, says the Brad. Oh, I forgot to do that, actually. What's that by McTominay there? Fucking hell. In your own penalty box and you blast it out for a throw-in trying to play a bloody Beckham ball. Just keep it simple, mate. We need possession in the first 5 minutes. Oh, he's gone past 2. He's gone past 3. Well done, Harry Maguire. Goal kick. That was a good run there from the Atalanta player. Sally Devil Red 7 says we might run out of steam after the first 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm going to go with 2-2, but I just got a funny feeling it might be 2-0 to Manchester United. Adnan is scared. We're all in it together. If we can hold hands virtually, we're all in this together. We've already had a prayer. The prayer was a joke, by the way. I'm not seriously praying, but we do need to win. We definitely. Has it? Oh God. Here we go. Bit of pace from Rashford. It's like an Italian Leeds. They're wide open at the back. Rashford being fucking greedy again there. Look, trying to take on a. Thing is, it'll probably work at some point, but the pass to Bruno was on, and Bruno's shouting at him, just give me the bloody ball. I've got space. Kieran says Rashford pass. He should have passed, but he's trying to do the skills. And I said that about Rashford. One of my concerns about Rashford is that he's got... Is he going to play for the team or is he going to be individualistic? Because he's got so much... You know, he wants to be the difference, doesn't he? Which is a good thing. But here's the overlap here. Watch out. Atalanta are about. There's that shield. Look at that. You see that shield there? McTominay and Fred in front of that. In fact, it's a back eight. Look at the work of... I mean, that's encouraging. Uncle Ricky would be very happy with this. Rashford and Greenwood really putting the energy in to track back. It's like a back eight at times here at Old Trafford. But they've slipped past Greenwood. Greenwood, you need to track back there, mate. Nice ball. There's a ball on wide. Where's Rashford? Cross comes in. Maguire's on there. They're an intelligent team, Atalanta. I think Guzon's is injured for them. They've got quite a few injuries, 1997, Rich, Atalanta. I'm pretty sure I said it in the preview, but they've scored the most goals in Serie A for the last 3 years. And obviously they've been in the top 4 for the last 2 years. So good time. They're better than Leeds, says Darren G. Well, no, I said they're an Italian Leeds. I mean, they are better than Leeds because they're in the bloody, as I just said, they finished in the top 4 the last 2 years. But they're also very open. And I think it plays into our hands of being, you know, moments counter-attacking side, which we know we are. So if we can keep a clean sheet, I'm sure we'll score. I'd have played Paul Pogba in a game like this, though. Bruno seems to be playing a little bit deeper. It's more of a 4-2-3-1 than we've seen in recent weeks. And again, Bruno's in there, you see. That's what he can do from deeper into Rashford. He's not going to have the pace to get that. But I like that because you could see that the number 28, he ain't as quick as Rashford. So good tackle by Bruno. Ronaldo's not playing on the left. He's just moving around a bit. He's through the middle. It's called interchangeability. I do think United are going to win this. Look at McTominay and Fred putting us in trouble here, going backwards. So we've got to go all the way back to fucking De Gea. The infuriation of McTominay and Fred's passing ability is the problem. Come on, Scott, go forward. Go forward, Fred. Come on. See, Bruno has to drop so deep. We're looking for that long ball over the top. And Ronaldo, Rashford trying something there. It's a bit of a scrappy game. I thought we bought Sancho specifically to play right wing. Everyone said he would have the position locked down. So if Greenwood was going to be deployed there this season, why did we buy him, says Michelle. Very good point. Look at that. They're on the attack, Atalanta here. Cross comes in. Luke Shaw will head that away. Second ball. No one's there. It is a Chelsea winning already, by the way, if you're interested. It is a nervy sort of game, this. Definitely. Oh. Bloody hell. Advath says we don't look very good in the pivot. This is where we need to break fast. Greenwood into Ronaldo. It's got to be worth a hit. Cristiano or Bruno. He blocks it. Keeper catches that. We're not playing 4-4-2. What game are you watching, Alex? Are you watching Leicester? Is it blue against red or white against red on your screen? We're not playing a 4-4-2. We're definitely playing a 4-2-3-1. You can see the shape. Ronaldo's on his own, and then Bruno's dropping a lot closer to McTominay and Fred, which I actually like. I don't like Bruno playing so far forward, but it's a very defensive shape when they've got the ball, and then we look to pounce. So, well, that's an interesting ball, but Wan-Bissaka's done really well. Gets it back to De Gea. Do these pundits not understand that one could give Klopp time because it was clear what he was trying to do? Ollie has got no direction, says M. Parker. I don't know what's been said by the pundits tonight. Muriel. I like Muriel. Nice little cross. Luke Shaw having to do his work again. How's Atalanta on set pieces, says Emil? I think they're all right, you know. Go on, McTominay. Forward pass. I say, well, that's a good ball. That's a good ball. But Ronaldo is given a corner. He's won a corner. Yeah, well, it was a corner. It could have been a foul on Ronaldo, but we've got the corner. Now, set pieces could be very important. Scott McTominay, Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, we've brought a set piece coach in, so it could be quite important, this. Tonight. Robbie Savage loves Scott McTominay. Very similar type of players, really. Although I'd say Savage had a little bit more to his game, but yeah, you can understand why Robbie Savage would love Scott McTominay. Right, a bit of a break on for Atalanta here. That's an interesting ball, but Lindelof's got that back. Good cover. Luke Shaw drives forward. He's a player that I think has been getting a lot of stick lately, but I still believe he's one of the best left backs in the world. Score prediction. People are obsessed with my score prediction. I did say 2-2, but I've got a feeling we might win 2-0. I'll stick with 2-2 because you shouldn't get to change, but definitely think there'll be goals in this. Atalanta, I keep calling the Italian Leeds. They're better than Leeds, but they do play like Leeds. They give a lot of space, and I think it suits United. If we can keep tight at the back, we'll get options on the break. It's a beautiful night. I'm looking for something fun to do. Hey, baby. Ross says, I don't see us getting a clean sheet. 63% possession for Atalanta already. That was something that we expected. It's all about the result tonight, isn't it? I don't think we're going to see United playing good football. That's probably not possible with the light. Good play by Greenwood here. Bruno. And he's looking. We're looking for Rashford on that long. We're looking for soak it up and hit on the break. It's basic, but I don't know what anybody else expected, really. It was the same against Liverpool. I did say that. Joshua says, call Gary Neville a prat. I don't think he's a prat. We've got a corner here. Well, they're going to make a substitution here, Atalanta. So this is a positive start straight away. They've got a lot of injuries as it is, and they're going to have to make another sub. Although you can make 5, but they just don't have a very big squad. I think it's one of their centre-backs, Demirel, which is a bit of a blow because he's a decent player, although he was crap in the Euros. This is depressing football, to be honest, says Harris. What did you expect, though? I mean, come on. I mean, he picked a very predictable team with no creativity in it, apart from Bruno, and a lot of a defensive-minded McTominay and Fred. It was always going to be soak up pressure and hit on the break. Already sick of seeing the long ball to Rashford, says Brian. It's basic tactics, isn't it? Well won, Harry. It's a foul by Fred. I feel sorry for Bruno. Zach says Bruno's been awful today. I do feel sorry for Bruno because I just think that there's not a lot for him to play football with. Good play by Atalanta here. Goal. It's a goal. Well, I'm hoping for an offside here, but I think it might be a goal. Well, everybody pray quick. Praying for an offside here. They look like there might have been 2 offside passes, so I'm not going to react too quickly. But if this is a goal, I mean, talk about long balls. They hit a long ball, goes into their number 9. Here we go. That's not offside. Oh, is that offside? No, because the ball comes back. That's a goal. Pass me a fucking Lemsip. That's a goal. I've got a headache. Where's McTominay there? Bloody hell. What's the hair supposed to do there? Fucking useless. Absolutely useless. What's the matter? What are they doing there? That is a basic goal. That is such a basic goal. I can't. It's from a free kick as well. We've not switched on from the free kick. They're checking it. I mean, didn't look offside to me because he's passed the ball back, so I don't think it can be. No, he's giving it. 1-0. The appalling thing about that goal is McTominay's not tracked the runner. I don't know what the back four's doing. It's lazy. It's crap. And I think I've spoken about McTominay and Fred about this many times. They don't pick up the runner. Everybody talks about McTominay and Fred about how crap they are on the ball. There's this myth that they're good defensively. They're not. They don't pick up the runners. He's got to be closer to that runner there. It's awful. It's absolutely bloody... Oh, look, the game's not over, but we've given them a 1-0 head start here, and we don't need to do it. We just don't need to do it. It's crap. We're so easy to score against. And there he is, like a shit sandwich, sat between Carrick and McKenna. Well, it's not. It's all shit. It's just a big pile of shit. The coaching is dreadful. I can't believe it doesn't get called out enough. The goals we concede, I expect to see conceded on a Sunday morning in pub football. It's terrible. You watch that goal. It comes from a free kick. Why are we not set? They then win the ball, play 2 passes, and they've scored a goal. Nobody's picking up any runners. It's awful. And we're meant to be Energy FC. Another foul. So McFred is being played for defence. Well, it's not working. Just put our best defensive players on and go for it, says Andrew Rossi. I think that's what's going to happen. What's Man United and Tramp got in common? Both never keep clean sheets, says Lee. Not many make me laugh. Stormtrooper says, oh, you've been a bit Trampist, though. Ollie out. He gives us serious doubt. Ollie out. We're in trophy drought. Ollie out. From the stands, we need to shout, says Stormtrooper. Look, the fans can make their own mind up. You make your own mind up. Mark, I said we're totally overestimating where this team is confidence-wise and tactics-wise. We've fallen for Passion FC is the answer, says Brad Lewis. There's a long way to go, but when your game plan is hit on the break and you go 1-0 down, it becomes quite difficult to hit on the break, you know? It really does. I've just messaged you, Draughty. Opened up like a tin of beans, says MT, MUFC. Big pile of crap, spot on, Mark, says Xander. I mean, look, we're begging for an offside, but there's 5 Man United players there. The terrifying thing about that is there's 5 red shirts in the box and 1 Atalanta player. It's crap defending. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happened to our defending. It was the one thing. This is where Ollie's struggling this year. Last year, we were quite good defensively, so we would never really concede more than 1 or 2 goals. And Villarreal are beating Young Boys 2-0. That's not a good result either. The group at the moment has Villarreal on 4, and we're on Atalanta on 7. So that's not a good result. Very lucky to get that result against Villarreal, weren't we? But I can't remember what I was just saying before that, but yeah, it's defensively we've got here. There's a ball to Rashford. Ronaldo, go on, Ronnie, go, Fred, saved. Oh, Fred, He could have redeemed himself. You see, there are chances there. The game is not over. It's only 20 minutes old. That'll get the crowd going a little bit. You know, the one good play by Ronaldo as well. The one good play by Ronaldo. Yes, Ronaldo, that's good. Crap shot by Fred, but the keeper, it was straight at the keeper. But the bad thing about losing is you're losing. But the good thing about being 1-0 down at home is if you can get back to 1-1, you've got the momentum. You've got the momentum. Ollie gets out, long ball. Also, people who think that Fred are good defensively need to sit down, says Naveen. Let's see what happens with the corner. Oh, edge of the box. Rashford, give it to Bruno. Terrible pass. Fred. Luke Shaw, what a lovely ball. Oh, it's goal kick. Ronaldo suddenly looks 10 years older with us. Look at what the coaching do to players. I really hate Ollie's little grin and fine margins, says Mario. What I was going to say is that, yeah, last season, you know what I'm about to say. Last season, there was loads of games we won where we should have drawn. Well, not should have. No, I don't. That's not fair. There was a lot of games we won on fine margins. A few that string to mind. I remember Villa at home, very lucky late on with a block. I think Eric Bailly did it. Would have been a draw if they'd scored it. Wolves at home, Rashford deflected shot, won it in stoppage time. I think Fulham again. They had a sitter at the end that just went wide of the post. I mean, you add all those up, that's 6 points straight away, and there was more. So I think that we got away with things last season. Defensively, we got away with a few things. We're not getting away with them this year. Bruno! Oh, he's blocked it. This is better. We've got to go for it a bit more now, haven't we? Sometimes it takes a goal to go down. We don't want to go 2-0 down. Mark, the situation is not going to improve even if we win the next 10 games. Ollie needs to go, says Nature Videos. Well, I said that before the game, and I agree with that as well. This plan tonight, even if it works, is not a long-term plan. Ultimately, it will fail because there's no tactics. We're just relying on, pure passion. Passion! Mark, this situation is not going to improve. Okay. Only thing that Fred can pass is... Wait a minute. The only thing... Oh, go on. The only thing pass can Fred is game going. Need Van der Beek on to help transition, says Lawrence. Mark, I've done that one. We got away with it against Villarreal. We won't get away with it against Atalanta. They will take their chances. I think we're creating chances, though. That's the main thing. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. 2 crosses. Neither of them anywhere good. Atalanta wing-back makes overlapping run. Rashford is 30 yards away, looking about as interested as a lion in a greenhouse. Defending is a team effort. A lion in a greenhouse? I wouldn't like to be... You do get very lethargic in a greenhouse, and I imagine if you're a lion with all that fur, you're going to get hot. They figured us out. I thought you said they fingered us. They fingered us out. Oh, they have figured us out. They don't need to defend the midfield because we don't do anything, and they are moving the ball too quickly in possession. Good point, Sonia. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I don't think the game's over. I just think it's typical United. It's frustrating. Back to the Europa League then, says Nutty. Too soon. We can still win this game. But it's how we're going to win it. Got to be careful of the break. It's risk. But the thing is, since we've gone 1-0 down, and we've seen this so many times, since we've gone 1-0 down, this is when you start to see a bit of United. We're now taking risks. We're now camping ourselves on the edge of their box. We're now playing a high line because we've got to. That we should have done this in the first 20. But we've done it now because we're 1-0 down. And this is what pisses me off. Takes us 1-0 down to start taking risks. We should do it from the start. We're not a bad team when we go forward and start taking risks, which is what we have to do now because we can't afford to lose this game. Zayn Miassi says goal. Zayn, that's the only way you get to say goal on Super Chats on European nights because you can't do it for Arsenal. Computer says no. We clearly have a good squad tactics, however, says Nia. Mark, the saddest part is United games don't even excite me anymore. Never missed one until this season. Just wasn't the priority anymore, says Nature Videos. Well, I'll never stop watching United, but and I think we've seen worse. But the gulf in quality between Ronaldo and our other players is so glaring, says Andre. Our shape's gone. We're going to get caught out on the counter, says Sean. I'm a little bit worried about the counter because they've got 2 up front, Sean. What was Luke Shaw doing? He has lost all defensive positioning happening too often this season, says Ziggy. Well, the thing we've got to be worried about now is that, how many of those players out there truly believe in this coaching now? We've got to find a result. We have to find a result. And a result tonight is not a draw. It's got to be a win. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on the road to 161,000. Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side has done a lot more down that right-hand side tonight than he normally does. Here's Ronaldo. Into the box. Gets the shot off. Ronaldo's actually playing well, He's created a good chance for Fred. He's got a shot off there. He's playing more individualistic, which I think Ronaldo has realised at United. He's got to do that. At Juventus, it was more about, and Real Madrid at the end, it was more about creating chances for him. I think he's realised he's got to do it on his own. 1-0, we need an individual moment, says Brian. We always need an individual moment, Brian. The best defence is a good offence. Son, McFred of Pogba and Donny on. Let's go, says Andrew Rossi. Donny won't play tonight. He might get on. There's 5 subs, but be Pogba first. Just watch them defend on 1, McFred, because they know they are not. They have struck 6 players on our front 3, says Somya. With the amount of energy talk, we might as well become Red Bull Manchester United, says Monksy. Sneak energy. It's really sad that one of the best headers of the ball is yet to score a header for us, says Braden. We don't send in enough crosses to service Ronaldo. No, we don't. I wish we did. Here's Bruno. Well, it's a 4v3 here. We should be scoring. Oh, Bruno, for fuck's sake, man. We had a 4v3 there. I don't know where all the Atalanta players are, by the way, but they do leave themselves wide open. I love Ollie, but he's got to go, says Sebastian Bodry. Bruno's got to do better there. That's a 4v3. 4 red shirts against 3 whites, and he's got the ball. Corner to Atalanta. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I think we're going to be in for an interesting night. I don't think it's over. Pray with me again. That was a joke. I don't bring religion into football. I love the chat blaming it all on Bruno. You peasants, come on. We are where we are because of Bruno over the last 2 years. Show some class. Shit. It's 2-0 to Atalanta from a bloody set piece. I'm fed up of you lot. I'm fed up of you. I'm absolutely fed up. Eric Ramsey. Oh, we've sorted ourselves out. Oh, Eric Ramsey, we've sorted ourselves out. John Murtaugh's a great director. John Murtaugh's a great doff. He's a great director of football. Eric Ramsey's a great set-piece coach. We were shit at set pieces at the weekend, and we've just conceded because we're stood there like a sack of potatoes. Who is it? He's ran off Maguire, and he's ran off He's like a bloody what? It's like a bloody pinball machine. He starts with Maguire. He runs onto Luke Shaw. He's got a free header. David De Gea must be so bloody frustrated. Harry Maguire tries to stop him with a push. I'm not joking. It's a bloody joke. It's an absolute joke. What are we doing at the back? Sack of cement, sack of potatoes, maybe sack the manager. It's a bloody joke. Ronaldo and De Gea having a chat. That was very telling. Ronaldo and De Gea having a chat there, and I think they'll just be saying, what the bloody hell is going on here? 2-0 down after half an hour against Atalanta. At what point do you engage your brain and start realising that this is not the setup for Manchester United? Even if we find a way of winning this, this is not the setup for Manchester United. And I said that when the team came out. This was always a plaster on an opened wound. We need surgery. Bruno, we need a goal. We need surgery. This is just vibes. This is just moments. This is just getting by. This is just picking people who aren't fucking good enough. McTominay and Fred have been universally panned by everybody. Ex-players, the medias, fans. Even penguins in the North Pole are talking about how crap they are. But Ollie still bloody picks them. Oh, he's putting his arm around Mike Phelan now. He's taking on a bloody date. We're losing 2-0, mate. What are you having a chat about? Ronaldo's fuming. Demirel, I thought he was coming off. Absolute ridiculous. Time to say those 2 words now, Mark, says Michel. Neville and Co will defend the graft and passion merchant Sebastian. Zayn Miasi's laughing again. Time to get religious and start praying, says Alpha Gaming. Mark, it was a pleasure. Ollie, our club is gone, says Kyle. Oh, he's on the laptop now. Piss off! What are you doing? Stop talking to McKenna and stop talking to Phelan. Oh, it's a push. He says it's a bloody push. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He wants it to be a push on bloody McTominay now. Push off. He shouldn't be on the bloody pitch. To be honest, I did think it was a push on McTominay, but you can't be looking for excuses when you're playing shite. You can't. I'm fed up of excuses. We're at home. We're Manchester United. We've got an amazing squad. We can't be talking about pushes from corners. We've done nothing. And I can't believe we have to listen. I couldn't ask for anything more from the coaches. I couldn't ask for anything more. The attention to detail. The attention to detail. We can't even bloody mark a person on a cross. Liverpool coming up. This is utterly atrocious. These tactics aren't good. My bloody grandma could set us up tactically better, says Tyron. Manchester United team is not smart enough to understand Ollie Genius, says Milo. Why is he sitting down, get in the technical area, start screaming, says Sean Turner. I don't want to hear the players are playing for him. You're 2-0 down to Leeds, Bologna FC in 25 minutes. They are done, says Brad Lewis. This is it, though. People jump too soon, don't they? You think Carrick... Well, I tell you what. I wish our bloody defenders would jump. You think Carrick is screaming on... Well, no, I can't read that. Klopp and Pep would be screaming at their players on the sideline, but Ollie's playing hide and seek with Mike Phelan, says Fred. I don't want to hear the players are playing. We've done that one as well. God help us against Liverpool, says Jay Martin. The trouble is we can't park the bus anymore. We've tried to park the bus and hit on the brake, and we can't park the bus anymore. We're terrible defensively. This is the problem. He could always count on the defence. He can't count on the defence anymore. Lots of words on McFred, but none on Bruno. The double standards is amazing, says Rashar. But Rash, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, Bruno Fernandes is not playing very well. And if I gave him a player rating, I'd give him a 4. But you're talking about the last 2 years. Bruno Fernandes is a fundamental reason why we've been in the top 4 the last 2 years. McFred have been terribly shit for forever. Forever. So don't put Bruno and McTominay in your mouth, because you make yourself look... There's an overlap on the right-hand side. People are blaming Luke Shaw. Rashford's not tracking back. It's as simple as that. Ronaldo today, I think I picked the wrong Manchester team, says Brian Spence. If you want a bit of tactical analysis, and I'll use this for the match reaction, Greenwood and Rashford has been a bloody disaster because neither of them track back. We've got no creativity in the midfield. We've got wingers who don't want to cross. And we've got a back 4 that's lost. Mark, you're on form tonight. Shame the same can't be said for United, says DBX. Love you, mate. Always make me laugh. Well, that's not the intention, really. I want to win. Can you imagine Ronaldo playing in the Europa, says Karen? Ollie out, says Anthony Jury. And we're getting schooled again. Ollie has to go. We can't win anything if we lose the coaching battle ever, says Cardo. You know what he may as well do? Oh, fucking hell, McTominay again. Crap tackle. You know what he needs to do? Take McTominay and Fred off and may as well just try Donny and Pogba. You know, at the end of the day, if you're going to lose your job, lose it by trying to at least make the fans happy. Ollie means thief. I think that should be the official meaning because this is criminal, says Ikenna. This is worse than Mourinho, says Druv. What's Ollie going to shout? Give me more energy and desire, says Clicker. Go on, Cristiano. Go on, Cristiano. Go on, Cristiano. Oh. Dreams have started to stop Ronaldo for years, but haven't found the answer, says Cardo. Get Bruno off, says Tiddley. Right, there's a lot more players that take off before Bruno. Bruno played the pass here as well. That's not a penalty. I thought it might have been a penalty. It's not a penalty. Ronaldo did quite well. He just doesn't get the shot off. I love how the way people ignore Bruno when he does something well, and it's just everything he does bad. Like he played the pass there. Donny on for Fred, Mark, says Jack. Yeah, well, keep one of them on. Yeah, I don't mind. Just get one on. He'll be Pogba, though. Will Ronaldo have something in his contract? Worried about him leaving in the summer? Yes, Ryan, he will have something in his contract. I would rather lose playing with courage and guile than lose with this cowardly turtle play style, says Phil Jones. And Albert Einstein says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, says Stephen Atkinson, and expect to win a different result. Yeah, this is what. Unfortunately, when the team came out, what did we say? It's the same. It's last season's team with Ronaldo up front. It's offside on Ronaldo there. It's still long ball. Still 9 minutes to go. You know, you get a goal before half time, you get a bit of momentum. Just because you're good at fishing doesn't mean you know how to sail the ship. Out of his depth and becoming more apparent every time we play, says Harry B. Imagine the score against Liverpool, mate. To be honest, though, the Liverpool game is effectively a derby. I don't think tonight's result really makes the Liverpool game more obvious one way or the other. I don't think that. I think it's Old Trafford at the end of the day. At some point, we can't just keep losing at Old Trafford. We will win eventually. He says. He hopes. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're going to have some very interesting match reaction player ratings, which you can vote for in the second half. Fan forum, fan vlogs as well at the ground. But at the moment, United have done this before. You know, it's interesting. Jose Mourinho was going to get the sack against Newcastle. And we were 2-0 down at half-time. And we came out and we won 3-2 in the second half. So we've been in these situations. We've been 2-0 down before at half-time. We can come back, but it's a shambles. It's a shambles. Bruno might be the problem, but the formation is we are playing a 4-2-4 and need a system change, says Jono. Get Sancho and Donny in at half-time, says Sush. We ain't smiling anymore because you know what? Football's more than energy, vibes, and passion, mate. At this level, it's about tactics. You know, United boys, United way, United DNA, bollocks. It's about tactics. Mourinho had a backup plan. I hated it, but he had a backup plan with Fellaini. What's Ollie's backup plan, says Mohammed. You've got to have a plan A to have a plan B. What is going to be the final straw for Ollie? How can we expect anything different from a manager who's beat? The best accolade is getting Cardiff relegated, says Cashil. Ollie goes on about passion. Look at the Atalanta coach fuming when they're winning and looking at Ollie hiding behind McKenna and Carrick behind the laptop. That was from Luke, 82. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the biggest con man since Jordan Belfort. It's a good film, that is, Niembi. We have a team of defenders and attackers, no connection between them, says Matthew. And do you think the fans leaving in protest before the end of the game would send a signal to the board, says Chiri. I don't blame the players when they play because they're not being coached, says Leo. I mean, I'd hate to see the possession's 50-50. I'm actually surprised by that. Ollie's been out-coached by every level of coaches in the last couple of years, and if he's so nice, then why does he treat the players so poorly, says Brian Spence. Well, we need a big second half FC here, because to win this, we've got to score 3 goals. And you know what? It's just dawned on me. I believe we can get back in this game. But can we win it? Can we get 3 goals from this position? And that's what we've got to do. Could have been worse. Could have been raining, says Troy. And what the hell has happened here, says Reverse Clouds. Bruno, cross into the keeper's arms. It's the thing is, obviously, it's a massive, massive shame. And it is a massive shame because he's got things that maybe some people would say he doesn't deserve. You know, he's got fans singing Ollie's at the wheel, Ollie's at the wheel. And, you know, he can't, I said this before the game, he can't ever say he's not been backed by the fans. I think he's been backed ridiculously by the fans, by the media, by ex-players. He's had more loyalty than maybe he deserves. And it's just constantly thrown back in the fans' faces because the football belongs in the Championship. I don't even know if it belongs there, but it certainly doesn't belong in the Premier League. It's basic. It's individualistic moments. And, you know, so, you know, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, they're brilliant players, but if you could get the ball and skip past 3 players every game and score a goal, they'd do it. This is high-end football with high-end coaching. And teams are wise to it. Ed Wood would do us all a favour and grab Ollie and Maguire by their balls and throw them out of Manchester for good, says Keval. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to talk about Maguire. He doesn't look very good again, does he? You sure you want to wait for Sunday to make a decision, says Caesar. Top Red still singing Ollie at the wheel, says Zayed. Hi, Mark. Ollie has to go at this point. We deserve Zidane. We are United, mate. Seriously, says Len. If we end up losing and then to Liverpool, do you think it will force the board's hand? I don't believe it will, AJ. Taken us as far as he can. Sad, really, but it's the reality. Just my opinion, says Sean Collins. Ollie used to give out the bet. Rashford. What a tackle by Demirel. Whether he's offside or not, what a tackle. He's through one-on-one. I thought Rashford was going to get us a goal. He's onside as well. What a tackle by Demirel. Bloody hell. Okay. Ollie used to give out the best cream pies to get. Well, we're not reading that, Mohammed. Donny not warming, but Lingard is, says Mark Jones. I'd love to hear what Ollie has to say to the team at half-time, says Lachlan. And this United team has no confidence. They look like when Mourinho was there, says Victor. One thing I have learned about this season is Lindelof was not the problem. It's Maguire, says Victor. The thing is, the ball over the top is there. You know, it really is. The bad thing is Atalanta are wide open at the back. Where's that coming from? Somebody, is that on Twitter, is it? Okay, so I'm just looking on Twitter. Apparently Fabrizio Romano has tweeted out. Yeah. Situation looks dangerous for Solskjaer now. Read into that what you would like. If I was Atalanta and I know nothing about how Atalanta approach games, I would play the low block second half because you're not going to concede 3 goals against us. We don't know how to create. But I still think there's a way back for United because they play so deep. Fred! Oh, Fred, you twat! He did everything right and then he's bloody missed it. What a chance. He's actually really good play. I mean, look, you know, this is probably Fred's position, box to box. Gets the ball, goes through a tackle. Oh, he's got to finish that. He's got to finish that. Lovely ball by Bruno. And Fred, he's hit it. He's just not hit it on target. Please get that 80 million fridge Maguire out of my club, says Pepe. I'm telling you, Mark, the only thing Ollie would do is hand over Red Bull cans to all the players, says Karan. In England for the Liverpool match, gutted for the crap I'm going to see on Sunday, says Kana. And Mark, I feel like Ollie's just a rich man, Steve Bruce, with better talent, says Paul Conley. Pep giving tips on how to beat United. You love to see it, says Milo. Well, we're nearly at half time here. We'd love a goal before half time. McTominay thinks he's Beckham, switching the ball out wide. He actually keeps it in play that time. Well done. How long is he going to add on here? How long is he going to add on? I mean, as I say, Atalanta are leaving themselves open to the counter. But, you know, Ollie running out of recycled excuses. What excuses is he going to come out after this match? He needs to go ASAP, to Stephen. Well, Mourinho would be running down the touchline now. You know, we're not, if we get a goal, great, but there's still a lot of work to do. So run down the touchline, get your pen and paper out and start doing some research on tactics. Because there are chances there. You know, we're 2-0 down. We've got to attack. I always feel we're better when we're behind because we take risks. The problem is we're 2-0 down because we've bloody gone it. And they've got Sabata on the bench as well. He's a great player to be able to bring on for them if they want to hit us on the break. Rashford. He's missed it. Bloody hell. We've missed some bloody sitters here. He's hit the bar. It's a mistake at the back, and he's got to score that. He would have been onside again as well. Broken the offside trap. He's missed the bounce. We've got a bit of luck. He's at the top of the bar. Still bloody smiling, Ollie. Does he must smile at everything. He must smile when he's constipated. Okay, give me a couple of minutes, then I'll pull him on. So look, let's stop the clock. It's 2-0 to Atalanta at half time, unfortunately. Which is obviously a massive, massive blow to what Manchester United are trying to achieve here. I don't even know where to start, because I've got to be honest. I think that raging and ranting I don't know how Arsenal fans do this for so long. I don't know how, you know, with Arsenal, like, I'm not even saying, I don't know why I'm bringing Arsenal into this, but I'm actually going to be complimentary to Arsenal. Arsenal finished 8th 2 years in a row. They've been doing this for years, you know, losing these types of games, you know, having low moments. Fair play to them for being able to be angry and rageful for so long, because I just can't, I'm just not surprised. I'm just not surprised. I'm really not. I'm really not surprised. And I am frustrated. I am angry. But the funny thing is, I actually have seen United 2-0 down before at half-time and come back and win. And I know that sounds completely deluded, and it's a real opportunity time to sort of stick the knife in and say United are absolutely terrible. But I just don't. I do see a way back in. I do. And because I think they're so open at the back, and 3 goals can be scored. But let's not forget, this ain't the best team in the world we're playing. They're a good team, Atalanta, but it's still a group that we should be winning. And look at the quality we've got and the goals we've conceded. And I tell you what, I take no satisfaction in saying this, but that coaching setup is a bloody disgrace, an absolute disgrace. They haven't got a bloody clue what they're doing. And what they basically decided to do tonight was, I'm going to pick all my favourites who I trust and I like, and I want them to run around a lot. And hopefully Rashi or Greeny or Ronaldo will just produce a moment of magic. And the thing is, since we've gone behind, we've played good football. Why do Manchester United need to go behind to be allowed to attack? This is the bullshit coaching we've got. When it's 0-0, keep it nice and tight. Back 6. Moments. When we go behind, go for it. Go for it. And we should be doing this from minute 1. It's a packed out Old Trafford. They're singing Ollie's at the wheel. And he starts off negative counter-attacking long ball football. And now we only get something decent when we go behind. And that's what's frustrating to me. But look, I've got Jordan to pop on. Jordan, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I got you.
Talk to me, Jordan. A different view. I'm just going to quickly take a toilet break, but take the floor for a minute or two. What are your thoughts on that half? And what does it mean for Solskjaer for you now? Is there a way back?
Yeah, I think, you play last season's team, you get last season's results. The blueprint is laid out now for these teams to play against us. Zero press. We've got a midfield that's wide open. Teams can run through us. We said before that the number 9 position for United is a lonely position with a serious lack of creativity. What we've done by not playing Sancho again is weaken the creative line to our number 9. So we're just going to see the same things over and over again. And I just look at that bench. We go 1-0 down, and he's still smiling and just, it's just not right. It's just not right. And this run of games, I really can't see how he's going to make it out of. I really can't. We say that, the Glazers are happy with a top 4 finish. But if we finish bottom of this Champions League group, which there's a realistic chance that we will, he can't keep his job. Like that's enough. We have to draw the line. And it all comes back to, recruitment and everyone saying, yeah, but he didn't get a central midfielder. He didn't ask for a central midfielder. He's chased a right winger for 2 years and is now not playing him. Like, it's absolute madness. You've got Rashford that's just coming back from injury. You've got other central midfielders that we could be playing, other combinations that we could be playing, and he's reverted back to type. This is his go-to team, so you're just going to get the same results. You play last season's team, same results as last season. So it's on his head.
It is. And I think, I was just thinking there when I was going to the toilet, there's still something in my mind that thinks Villarreal, we're 2-0 down. He looks dead and buried. Something second half FC, last minute goal in front of the Stretford end because we're attacking the Stretford end. Ronaldo, Ollie's at the wheel. This is what we're talking about. Passion, this, that, and the other. But I tell you what, I want us to win this game. We have to win this game. And I'll be celebrating with everyone else. But I tell you what, if we find a way of winning this game, I'm not having it. I will do it. I will promise you now on the match reaction. If we win this game, I will say that this is not going to work. You can keep vibing it. You can keep finding a way, but you can't keep playing teams like Everton, Aston Villa, Atalanta, Villarreal. These are not the creme de la creme of the Premier League or Europe, yet they're coming to players at Old Trafford and they're playing us off the park. Forget Leicester. These are Old Trafford games. 75,000 fans. Ollie told us last year, we're dropping points because we've not got fans in the ground. 75,000 people singing their hearts out for United, and we're playing worse than last year without the fans. It's not good, is it, Jordan? And I just don't, even if we manage to win this, the club's got to look at it and go, £74 million on a winger, he can't use him. Paul Pogba, we're trying to get him to sign a new contract, can't use him. Donny van der Beek, £35 million, can't use him. It's a shit show because he just wants to pick people like bloody McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, that's his go-to. That's his safety net. This is what he keeps throwing out. So you live by the sword, you die by it. The level of coaching across Europe has gone up. This team was never going to be a team that we were just going to roll over. And anyone who knows their football, who've watched them, knew that we were going to be up against this today. Like I said, the blueprint's there now. These teams can look at us and go, right, this is how we need to navigate our way through these games. And that's what's happening. So something's got to change. And if the manager is not going to change the personnel on the field, then the manager's going to have to change, Mark. That's it. He can't keep doing this to us. We've got world-class players. He's been backed, and we keep getting the same type of results. To be honest, I know we smashed Leeds. The scoreline against Newcastle, I think, flattered us. We haven't really played well all season. And now we're just getting found out. And this thing about us playing well once we go a goal down, I actually think it's a player's mentality. They set out and start the game as they're being told and being coached to. They go 1-0 down. Yeah. They go 1-0 down and they think, do you know what? F this. We're just going to attack. We're just going to go for it. And you notice as soon as we went 1-0 down, we started creating opportunities. They are wide open at the back.
Yeah, there's goals there. I still think there's 2 or 3 goals for United.
Yeah. And you know, next goal is crucial. You're right, Mark. It's 2-0 down. The game isn't over. We get the next goal, we could go on and win this game.
And also, I just want to say as well, this is coaching again. Although we're going to criticise a player, I totally believe it's coaching. Harry Maguire is always the spare fucking man. Whether it's the ball over the top, he won't go near the striker. Whether it's a corner, well, you saw it at the weekend as well. He's always Johnny on the spot. He's always Billy no mates. He's on his own. And that is tactics, people. That is tactics. Yeah. He's the best aerial player we've got. He's just stood there on his own all the time. It's a shambles, but it's a tactical shambles, Jordan. And it's clearer than day to me that this is what I was talking about when I've said about standards. The standards, and I tell you what, these ex-players, they're going to have to wake up and start talking about what you have been talking about as fans for weeks. They can't keep smelling the bullshit anymore and pretending it's coffee. It's shit. And they're going to have to open their eyes up because they've known it anyway. And it's very obvious. This is nothing new. And they need to wake up.
Yeah, they're going to have to call a spade, Mark. If the job's too big for him, it's got to be called out. These guys are paid the salary now to speak the truth and not be biased. So they need to call it like it is. But, you know, in terms of today's game, like we say, Mark, I don't think it's lost. If we go out and attack this first half, this first 15 minutes, we get the next goal, I honestly think we could go on and turn this game around.
Skull saying tactics and formation are wrong on BT. Good. We've all said that. Audience from United Stand, you thought you were getting slaughtered by everyone because our front runners are getting tracked and nobody takes run from midfield. And once they did, we got chances. United voice. Display was worse than a Goldbridge career mode. On a serious note, says Daniel Robson. It shouldn't be Ollie out. Should be coaches out. He's in charge of the coaches, mate. Yeah. He's got to take responsibility. You can't just blame the players. It's clear they have zero input from Ollie and the coaches. Says B. I blame the coaches. I don't blame the players. He clapped the crowd walking off. Please explain this logic. He's content. Ronaldo walking off, shouting again. He's correct. Ollie's becoming a joke, says the route. I want to talk about changes at halftime, everybody. I want to talk about changes at halftime, Jordan. He probably won't change it. I don't know why he wouldn't change it, but what would you change in that team? He's got options on the bench. He's got a lot of options on the bench. Yeah, he's got a lot of options on the bench. I think, again, the same problem that we always see is that we're failing to link the midfield to the attack. It's a game that's crying out for a Van der Beek, somebody that can pick the ball up off the defense, play those intricate passes, link the attack, and make things happen. I also want to see Sancho. Sancho is used to European football. The game is wide open at the back for him. He should be attacking players down the ring and delivering the ball into Ronaldo. We've got one of the best headers in world football up front. No supply line whatsoever. Get Sancho on, give Van der Beek a run, and let's try and win this game. 75,000 people watching. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got the fan forum coming up after the match. We've got player ratings that you can vote for in the second half. Match reaction, fan vlogs with people like Adam and Beth at the game. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Scholesy has apparently said the formation means we could win 3-2 or 4-2 or lose 4 or 5-0. Absolutely spot on. That's from Gordon Murray. I think we were talking about that, Jordan. It is that sort of game. But why are we playing that sort of game? You know, it's Russian roulette. And you know, it's a must-win game. And the thing is, it's like, you know, in a Russian roulette game, really, you'd expect we've got Pogba and Van der Beek in the midfield instead of McTominay and Fred. The way he's set that up, we shouldn't be in a Russian roulette. We all think it's going to be a tight 1-0. But it just shows you this defensive setup it's not even working anymore. He goes defensive with the players he can trust on energy. They can't defend anymore. So he may as well be playing Pogba and Van der Beek.
Do you know what it is, Mark? Is that if he was the caretaker manager and it's his first couple of months, you can understand Russian roulette football because he doesn't know his team and he's getting used to the role. We're 3 years in. We can't accept this. We can't accept it. It's inexcusable.
What I would do is on the subs is I would definitely take off one of Rashford and Greenwood. Probably Rashford because he's probably not as fit. I would get Sancho on, like you've said. We need some creativity. I would take one of Fred and McTominay off, and I would bring one of Pogba and Donny on. And obviously, he's not going to bring Donny on, so I would bring Pogba on. I think he's got to make those changes because for me, our only way back in is scoring goals. If they score again, we're out anyway. So we've lost anyway. So Sancho gives you creativity, Pogba gives you creativity. We're wide open at the back anyway. So I'd make those two changes, and I'd have Cavani ready if you really needed to go for it.
I think the key is, Mark, is the time of the changes as well. I don't want to see these changes in the 82nd minute.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we saw it yesterday with Klopp. Fabinho comes on for Keita, who scored a goal. Like, it's a half-time sub. We saw it with Tuchel a few weeks ago against Spurs. It's a half-time sub. If you can't make subs when you're 2-0 down at Old Trafford in a must-win game at half-time, I'll be absolutely stunned. Not surprised, but stunned if he doesn't make an half-time substitution.
Yeah, just quickly before I go, because I'm not on the fan forum, I just want to say he is in danger of damaging the good work he done at the beginning of this managerial reign. He really is. All that feel-good factor that he brought in, he's in danger of unraveling it all if this carries on.
Jordan, where are you with this? Is there a point where are you Ollie out now? Is there a point where you become Ollie out? What are you thinking?
I think you just need to look at the two managers in last night's game with Simeone and Klopp. We're one of the biggest club in the world, if not the biggest club in the world. We deserve a manager to that level. I looked at the passion and the tactical nous on the touchline last night, and I thought to myself, Ollie couldn't lace their shoes. And I know he's a club legend, but that doesn't mean he has a right to be our manager. For me, we need to make the change sooner rather than later so we can actually start competing with these big boys again.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens because we've got a very important 45 minutes. But I think we're both, you know, as on a positive sense, we're not. We should be winning this game anyway, but there is still an opportunity to win it, even though that sounds ridiculously naive. I expect us to get 2 or 3 good goal scoring opportunities, and if we take them, we score 2 or 3 goals. We just got to learn to bloody defend.
Yeah, definitely. And I look how frustrated Ronaldo is, and I don't know if it's anyone else seeing it, but he seems to be aging by the minute.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, thanks for popping on there. The players are coming out, and let's hope we can turn it around in the second half.
Yeah, take care, Mark.
I think he's gone already. Serafal says, if he loves the club, do what's best for the club and go ahead and resign. You never resign, mate. There's too much money. What are we playing at? I feel sorry for Ronaldo, says GJ. Ollie looks very angry now. He's chewing gum. He's gone for the gum. He's trying to get the players, trying to get the fans up. He's angry. He's very angry. Ollie always preaches the simple things, yet he is undone over and over by the simple things. Nobody's scoring loads of amazing goals against United, says the Connor. Villarreal are winning away against Young Boys. It is blatantly obvious that Ollie and his coaches are incompetent and must go, says Ovidal. The problem is, whatever you say about Ollie, the owners are incompetent. The board is incompetent. They preside over this. They've allowed this to happen. When the next Premier League games were going to be near the bottom of the table, says Kevin Mowry. It's not that I can't accept it. It won't accept it, Mark. If you had a top manager, you could challenge for that title, says Matt Kingshot. We should be challenging for the title this year, 100%. Atalanta are 5 first-team players out. Still hopeful we can turn it around, but we are clueless tactically, says Chris Stokes. And wanted us to go 0-2 half-time, so the McFred plan is exposed. Pogba and Donny for comeback. If losing to Liverpool, will Ollie out? I'm praying it happens. He's not made any subs. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. I can believe it. I'm not surprised. But how do you send the same 11 out again? Like, what is he doing? How do you send the same 11 players out again? He's having a bloody laugh, man. Good tempo start here. Luke Shaw. That's a good bit of play by Luke Shaw and Ronaldo. Always a foot race here. Lindelof needs to win it. So Man United makes no changes. Atalanta does. I think they had an injury, to be fair, Tiddley. Zane's still laughing. Hi, Mark. Love the show. Not even November and our season is almost done. What a disaster. I'm going to say this now. I still think there are chances in this game. And 2-0 in a normal game, you'd be worried. But this is Old Trafford attacking the Stretford end. 45 minutes can be a long 45 minutes for teams that think they've got the job done. It's a dangerous scoreline, 2-0, especially when you're away from home. We saw it yesterday. Liverpool were 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid, and it changed around like that. There are chances in this game. I don't believe it's over yet. But what I would say is, even if we win it, the club needs to be making phone calls because we can't keep getting away with this. United make no changes. We saw that. I'm watching in Arabic, only commentary in English. Can you paraphrase what... Don't know what he had to play, Andrew Hughes. Mark, stop complaining. United are a team that's going to be in the Conference League. Well, Cavani's warming up. United are not finishing in the top 5. Stop sulking like a kid, says Vaz-T. Thanks for that, Vaz. And Ollie's using checkers tactics in a chess game, says Edwin. So Cavani's going to come on. Probably going to go 4-4-2, aren't we? Be interesting to see what he does, actually, because if I was Atalanta, I would be looking at that third goal. So Cavani's going to come on. I don't know who's going to come on for. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. This was meant to be the game where we get a bit of confidence for Liverpool. Timer. Do you want to know the timer? It's 47 and 5 seconds. Here's Bruno. Here we go. This has got to be a goal. Ronaldo, great save. Rashford. Oh, fucking hell, Rashford. You shouldn't be shooting from there, mate. But Ronaldo should be scoring. I tell you what, we're getting the chances. This is what I mean. It's a lovely ball by Bruno. Ronaldo's on. They're wide open at the back. They're like a hooker on holiday. Lovely ball into Ronaldo. You'd expect him to score straight at the keeper. It's all. There's so many chances to be had in this game. We're 47 and 50 seconds now, so we're a bit slow on that. Oh no, we're probably not. I don't know. Okay. Cool. I don't understand this. Use Donny, take the risk. What do we have to lose? We're already 2-0 down, says Vabath. But you know what it is? He doesn't want to make changes because he wants to get back into the game with the team that he picked. He's a very stubborn manager. I've said this before. He won't make changes because he doesn't want to be proved wrong. So, and I still think we can get back into the game with the team he's picked. But the team he's picked put us in this position. So that's always going to be the contradiction. You know, if we get back in and win this 3 or 4-2, he'll go, oh, yeah, look at me, look at me. But we were 2-0 down because of you and the team that you picked. So, you know, it's one of those. I'm not going to be the one that's like, there's no chance. I really do feel there's a chance in this game to come back into it. Call me an idiot. It's been said before. Yeah. Well, I've just been told there that Newcastle, when everyone thought Mourinho was going to get sacked, we were 2-0 down at half time, attacked the Stretford end 3-2, and the next game was Liverpool. So there you go. And we're playing a lot better because we've got to attack. I always believe when we have to attack, we attack. I know that sounds stupid, but we don't. We look a lot better when we have to attack. Rashford, what? That's just ridiculous. Ridiculous from Rashford, that is. Everybody's up from a corner, comes out to him, not even on the edge of the box, and he shoots. Like, this is what I mean. It's just, what is that? It's not even a powerful shot. I mean, what is it? Put the ball back into the box. And you know, when he's having a glance at the touchline there, I would be there on the touchline going, what the fuck are you doing? Put it back in there. We're 2-0 down. Stop going for worldies. Still plenty of time. I mean, Atalanta, on a positive, haven't really done a lot for a while. We're winning a lot of the second balls. What a ball that is by Greenwood. Out to Bruno. Whip it, Bruno. Whip it straight away. Lovely take. Lovely cross. No. Edge of the box. That's a foul by Lindelof. Bloody twat. Well, mate, it's a stone wall foul. Like, it's all right putting your hands in the air. Like, you just don't care. Imagine if Ollie gets the sack, De Gea should be our captain, says Rajas. I mean, the thing is, again, like, we've conceded 2 goals, and I think this has been the story of the season. We can look at the table. Look at that table. Well, we're quite lucky that we beat Villarreal, because even if we lose this, we're still quite close to Villarreal. But nice ball over the top here. But yeah, what I was going to say is, Mark, imagine United sacking Ollie and getting Zidane, and then Newcastle hires Ollie. They won't, Yash. They definitely will not be looking at Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, I don't think Salford would employ Ollie. I really don't. I just don't think he's that level of a coach. But no, what I was going to say is that I've forgotten what I was going to say. That's the trouble when the mind wanders. Got to be careful because Atalanta haven't done anything for a long time. Here, Rashford's in again now. Got loads of time. That's a lovely goal by Rashford. Get one in. That's one back. The crowd are up for it now. I told you we can get back into this. And Marcus Rashford takes his chance. 2-1. Bloody ages to go. They're wide open at the back. Let's exploit it. I told you there was an opportunity for us to get back into it. and they are wide open at the back. Come on, Rashford, he took that one well. 2-1. I told you, we've been here before. Newcastle, we've been here before. Look at the ball by Bruno again. Don't ever criticise Bruno Fernandes again. Never criticise Bruno again. That is absolutely world class. Never get on Bruno's case again. What a world class assist. Plenty of time here. Plenty of time. Me and Jordan were talking about it at half time. I told you, we can get back into this game. There is so much space at the back for Atalanta. They've not done anything since they've gone 2-0 up. It's almost like they feel they've won it. We've got over half an hour. We've got 35 minutes. I'm not even talking about an equaliser. I'm talking about a bloody winner. There's so much space there. Nervous now. The toilet break was actually a zoom into the dressing room. Goal kick. Yeah, that's what the toilet break was all about. Straight on the phone to Ollie, told him what to do. No, I would have made subs. I definitely would have made subs. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Oh, he's booked that. He's booked their play. It's a foul for Manchester United here. They can't deal with the long ball. Atalanta just can't deal with the long ball. Can't deal with it. It's basic. It plays into Ollie's hands, but I spoke about this in the preview. They are perfect. They are the Italian leads. They are so perfect for the way that Ollie wants to play. And it's definitely a foul as well. Could have been a penalty. Well, Muriel, I think, is coming off now. Probably Zapata coming on. Who's not as quick, but he's quite physical. Good player, Zapata. Have either of Fred actually made a successful tackle today, says Raza. Ronaldo's on the free kick. Luke Shaw. Ronaldo looks like he's going to hit this. He surveys the scene. The Stretford End. The Champions League. Mr. Champions League on the free kick. He steps up. Bang! Wide. He needed to go over the wall with that. That's on the keeper's side. Viva Ronaldo! Viva Ronaldo! Running down the wing. United. I mean, to be honest with you, though, if we can get back into this and win it, it's probably going to do more for the team morale than than just winning it boringly 1-0. They can come back from 2-0 down. It's massive in the mentality for the team. But I don't care if we come back and win 4-2. There is no future in this team. It's bang average. And Atalanta are they're going to get a red card here because they're just fouling all the time, which is better for us because they either get a red card or they can't make the tackle. They've had 3 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes here, Atalanta. They're 2-1 up with half an hour to go. Half their team's getting booked. There's only one way this game's going. We ain't drawing this. We're winning this. Believe. I'm telling you, it's not belief now. It's hope. We must win this game. And we will win this game because Atalanta are on the ropes. Bruno on the free kick. Luke Shaw dinks it in. Oh, Maguire's there. They clear it away. How can you say Bruno's had a bad game when he's just pulled off an assist you dream about, mate? You couldn't do it in your dreams. Second time this season, West Ham and now Atalanta, he's pulled off an assist that's just killed 4 players. They're at a funeral right now. Family and friends are crying. Bruno's just destroyed that Atalanta back line. Here's Greenwood. Needs to put the cross in. Oh, McTominay, it's the post. That's where McTominay's dangerous, though, when he breaks past Bruno. When he takes a risk and doesn't just sit back. Bruno goes for the cross. That'll be another corner. No, keeper's got hold of it. I mean, the great thing about this so far is that we've had 15 minutes and there's still half an hour to go. Oh, it's unlucky from McTominay because he shinned it onto the post. It's so frustrating that both Scott and Fred are not good defensively. If we have 2 better box-to-box players that are actually good at it, says Edgar. Well, I can't see anything other than a United result here because Atalanta have done sod all since they went 2-0 up, which is quite a significant thing to do. But again, we're so frustrating. We're so frustrating. Zapata, first bit of play that they've done that's any good from Atalanta, but we've dealt with that defensively quite well. Still no subs from Ollie. Well, Mr. Stubborn, isn't he? So throwing to United. Come on. Atalanta moving the ball around nicely here. Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot. Don't want them having the ball around these areas. Keep the defensive shape. We can win this, Jojo. I agree. We definitely can win this. And it's interesting because I called it at half time and a few of you did as well. They're so open at the back. They are. We do score goals against teams like this. We need a Tad Lasso moment now, says Vebath. And how could Ollie ever think that McTominay will be his Roy Keane? Do opposition players get worried by the sight of him, says Psycho. Still half an hour to go. Ages to go in this game. Oh, Bruno wanted to play the 1-2. Oh, slips. That's why you should press. You never know. It's a nice, lovely ball into Zapata there. Got plenty of numbers back. We've let him shoot from there. Bloody hell. It's all right. It's gone wide. It's gone wide. Don't worry about it. Got to give Ollie time. He's building a project, says John Ball, and fans need to give him time. Can't expect him to work miracles with Josie and Van Hal's dross. That's got to be a Liverpool fan. Mark, why on set pieces when you have one of the best headers of the ball in Ronaldo? Are we trying to bounce the ball off Harry's 5 heads, says Brian Spence. I don't know, mate. Go on, Fred. Going to give a free kick there. Part of me earlier was rationally concluding I'll take the loss to get rid of him, but fuck that, let's win, says Lawrence. But we are so screwed. Mate, I want us to win. I don't want us to be in the Europa League, but if we do win this game, I won't change my opinion. I still think we'd be in big trouble. Oh, Rashford's... I think he's all right. Just don't push it, Marcus. That's a thigh. We don't want to lose Rashford here. Atalanta on the attack, but I'm more interested in Rashford here. Do not want to be losing him. Oh, Fred. McTominay again. Watch out. Oh. Good distribution by De Gea into Bruno. Use it, Bruno. Use it. Look at it. Rashford's looking all right now. Or is he still feeling it a bit? Might just be a little bit of a knock. Run it off. But it's always the danger. I do worry about Rashford because it's always the danger when you've had a bad injury. Not a lot, but some players pick up a secondary injury because you're overcompensating for that. I don't know. I'm not that medically minded, but effectively. Here we go. Rashford. Oh, they've cleared it. If United win, are you still Ollie out? Says Alex Graham. I'm not Ollie out anyway. So I said to me, it's the Liverpool game. Ronaldo. Oh, good save by the keeper. He nearly found the bottom corner. Rashford's going to have to come off here. He's not running freely. Get him off. Get him off. Get Rashford off. He's injured. Got to get him off here. Thank you. Luke Shaw's just picked up a yellow card. I was going to say time's moving along, but it's not. There's still a long time to go in this game. I'm just looking at the Rashford situation. He doesn't look like he's moving freely. Lovely little play. Again, it would have been another assist from Bruno. These haters just don't realise how many chances Bruno creates for us. And Ronaldo does really, really well. And it's a great save by the keeper. Watch out. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. Lovely running by Wan-Bissaka here. Drive, drive, drive. Lovely running by Wan-Bissaka. Rashford's the ball. Yes. Rashford. The cross. They're queuing up. Oh, Greenwood. I don't think Rashford's looking anywhere near fit here. If he's not run that off after 5 minutes, take him off. Look at him. It's very obvious. He's rubbing his thigh. Could lose him for bloody 3 weeks here. Get him off. We've got a game against Liverpool at the weekend. You've got bloody Jadon Sancho, Cavani, Lingard on the bench. We're going to get chances. Look at Rashford. Get him off, mate. He's so... How can I see this? How can I see that Rashford's struggling and we're keeping him on? Thing is, I think Sancho would suit this game now. Plus, Ollie said that Rashford could only probably play about 70 minutes. So come on. The game's starting to get a bit stretched now. Corner, Fred. Oh, he's giving a goal kick. Well done, Freddie. Double substitution, Pogba and Cavani. It's got to be Rashi coming off here. McTominay comes off for Pogba. Point to prove. And Rashi goes off as well. Surely we've got this now. Pogba's creativity, Cavani's goal threat, Ronaldo and Cavani in the same team. Space to run into for Pogba. Surely, I think that's a very good double substitution because I don't think Rashford's pace is really going to be that valuable to us now. I think it's going to be about creativity in the final third. Get Pogba and Bruno, get balls into the box. Lovely ball by Pogba, switching it out to Luke Shaw. Cavani, I think he's going to overhit that. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Yeah, Rashford's limping. I mean, he should be all right for Liverpool, but it's the right thing to get him off. Atalanta going to make a couple of subs as well, fresh legs. Don't know anything about them. They've got so many injuries. They could be youth players. I don't know. I just feel this game has got Villarreal vibes. I think it's got Newcastle vibes from when we were 2-0 down. We've been in these positions before, half-time, attacking the Stretford end, 2-0 down. I just feel we've got it. Player ratings is going to be up very soon as well. Mark, every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Purple says it's going to be 6-1 to Atalanta. I can guarantee you it's not. I did predict 2-2. I did predict 2-2, didn't I? Mark, I think United need to sign Jesus, not the Man City player, but God himself, says Sean. AB99, thanks for becoming a member. You know what frustrates me the most is that actually, since we've gone 2-0 down, we've been quite entertaining. And I don't know why we can't play that like that all the time. We always seem to have to go behind to start playing football. And unfortunately, if that's how you're going to play, you're never going to be consistent because you can't play like that all the time. What are we thinking? I still think we can win it, but I certainly don't think we're going to lose it. I just can't see how we don't score at least one against this defence with how many quality players we've got on the pitch, the intent we're playing with now and attacking the Stretford end. I just can't see that we don't score at least one. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. I think he's had a decent enough game. I probably would take Greenwood off for Sancho, yeah. I don't think Greenwood's played badly, but I think 70-minute shift, you put your shift in. Now let's get Jadon Sancho on. Good in, well in by Fred. Ronaldo, no, overhit. Rashford's injured, mate, so he's had to take him off. Might be my emotional getting the better of me, but I think any game going forward with Ollie is a waste of time and only making us worse. We're getting worse this season, not better, says NMCC. Thanks for the super chats. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 163,000, so bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Obviously, we've got a massive game against Liverpool on Sunday. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. I've got Paul Ince on with me tomorrow morning. Be very interested to see what he thinks about this game and the Liverpool game ahead. But he's given a foul there, Harry Maguire. It's a shame because Luke Shaw had just intercepted it. I'd take Greenwood off and get Sancho on. I agree, Sadiq. I do. I think you can make 5 substitutions. It offers you something different, bit of creativity, last 20 minutes. I mean, we used to talk about Van der Beek. We don't talk about Van der Beek anymore because there's absolutely no chance of that happening. But I would like to see Sancho given a shot. We spent £74 million on him and he's used to playing Champions League football. I think Greenwood's put a shift in. He has got that moment about him, but we probably need a little bit more than moments. We need a bit of creativity. Oh, he's turned him. What a save by De Gea. What a save. He's turned him like a bottle top. And again. David De Gea again. Magnificent. Dave saves again. What a keeper. He turned Lindelof like a bottle top. So important to us. We do concede a lot of goals. We concede a lot more without him. He's just an absolutely world-class goalkeeper this season. Sancho stripping off. Hopefully not in that way. But another corner here. Got to defend this well. But that Zapata, I've told you about him. He's a monster of a player. And he absolutely humiliated Lindelof there. Another corner we've not dealt with. Oh, and he's given another corner. Palomino. That's a Palomino is a pale horse. I'm pretty sure it's one of them yellow ones, but that's an Atalanta footballer in this case. Well, David's done what David does. He's done his job. He's kept us in the game again. Another corner here for Atalanta. Back post, and that'll be a goal kick, yes. Still 20 minutes to go here. Apparently United are bottom of the group. We're not bottom of the group. Young boys are bottom of the group. Sancho's coming on. So, yeah, Sancho for Greenwood. Can't knock that. Man of the match. You can do your player ratings. They'll be coming out soon. In fact, I think they're out now. They are out now. UnitedStan.com. Jamie's just let me know. Okay. Time's moving a little bit quicker than I would like now. I just wonder whether we've lost a bit of steam from that first sort of 10, 15 minutes of the half where we looked relentless. But then again, it is Sancho for Greenwood. That's the right substitution. We've got enough creativity on the pitch. Should suit Sancho in this sort of environment. Apparently we are bottom of the group. I don't know how that works. But ball in. Pogba's been pulled off there. Not in that way. Oh, lovely ball by Pogba there. Little flick. That's your quality you want. Let's get the ballers on the pitch. Corner. Surely we've got to put a good corner at some point. We haven't seen a good corner from United in a while. 73 minutes to go. Tell you what, perfect time to score here. Nice bullet header. And then last 15 minutes attacking the Stretford end to get the win. Bruno with the cross. Harry! Oh, he did head it straight at the keeper. Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how many headers Harry Maguire wins. Absolutely amazing. It's just a shame he doesn't score with many of them. He can't direct it. 50p head. They have the direct game against us, says Sebastian Bodry. Why is there a focus to have Greenwood, Rashford on the pitch who offer little support for other players, says Tyler? Moments, mate. You put Greenwood and Rashford on the pitch because they might produce a moment of brilliance. There's another corner here for Manchester United. He took it quick. He's made a mistake. He shouldn't have took that quick. Harry Maguire was not even in the fucking box, Bruno. Come on. Think about it. Here's Sancho into Bruno. He'll try it from that angle. Oh, Harry Maguire! Bottom corner for Manchester United. It works out well for United. Bruno put a cross in too early, but Atalanta were not set, and Harry Maguire blasts it into the bottom corner. The Stretford end is up and roaring. We've got 15 minutes here to go and get the win. I told you we'd do it. I told you. 2-0 down at half-time to 2-2 here with 15 minutes to go. We've seen it time and time and time again, and we've done it again. And I think it's Jadon Sancho with the cross. No, it's not. It's Bruno Fernandes again with the cross. Cavani lets it go. And Harry Maguire, what a finish, lad. What a finish. Maguire. What a finish, lad. Lovely. Not even with his head. Bottom corner. Like his penalty for England. Magnificent. And I was a bit worried about Atalanta on the attack there. But we're back in it. Woo! I tell you. 2-2. Ollie's up now. Come on. 15 minutes. Attacking the Stretford end. This is what we wanted. This is what we've got. It's a great opportunity. We have to win this game. I do not want to be in the Europa League. A draws are better than a loss, but I still don't think a draw is a great result, to be fair. This has to be a win. Why do we always come alive in the second half and always when we're behind? We should be playing like this from minute one. We shouldn't have to go behind in games, but it's been a consistent theme that we keep doing this. The great thing is I don't think Atalanta know how to defend. It's a free kick there. Moments FC, say the chat. I think we've created enough chance to score 2 goals here today. I don't think it's an injustice that we scored 2 goals. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes Villarreal. Literally, last cross of the box. Use your feet more, says Ray Calbrown-Mori to Harry. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got a very exciting last 15 here. Oh, Cavani will chase that down, though. And wins the throw-in. But, you know, you put Paul Pogba on the pitch. You keep Bruno on the pitch. You get Jadon Sancho on the pitch. You get creativity on the pitch and things happen. Ollie's lucky the players are still with him, Sebastian says. the players have got to be with him. You know, you're playing to play in the Champions League here. No one wants to be in the Europa League. Arsenal would. Arsenal be happy to be in any league at the moment, but we don't want to be in there. We need Sue out for a date, says Clint Sampson. I'm so poised for Sue. All set up for Sue, says Rudy. Yeah, Sue's getting her lipstick on. She's putting that red dress on. Nice pair of tights. We want to see a bit of Sue. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're thinking, what is he on about? But I did say this in the first half. I think when you're 2-0 up away from home and there's a long way to go, you think you get into that mindset where you think you've won the game, but all the home team can do is attack. And if they get one goal, they've got the momentum then of the home crowd to go and get 2 goals. And I think it's a dangerous thing to be. Well, we saw it last night, didn't we, with Liverpool? Although they ultimately went on to win, would they have gone on to win if they'd played against 11 men? I don't think they would have done. So, is it wrong that I'm hoping we play badly enough so that Ollie gets the sack before Christmas, says Chris Slater, but without ruining our season rather than enjoying this until next summer? I mean, to be honest with you, I've seen enough tonight that still makes me very, very frustrated with the way that we're playing. Lovely play by Pogba here. But ultimately, my desire for Manchester United to win football games. Lovely goal! Goal, Bruno! Go on, Bruno! Oh, what a save by the keeper. Shite. Lovely. But Ronaldo, you know what? Ronaldo's actually had a really good game. Free kick late on Bruno by Palomino. Is this the team on the pitch our best 11 apart from Varane, says Danny Green? Well, I've just put a tweet out there on @MarkGoldbridge and I basically just said this 11 on the pitch here is definitely better than the starting 11. Sue hits a free kick, corner. This is definitely a better starting 11 than the one that started. There's not a long ball in sight and there's just loads and loads of creativity. Tell you what, my heart's beating like a drum. It really is. I just want to say Sue. I just want to take Sue out. I just want Sue. I need Sue. Anybody will do, but Sue would be my preference. Bruno with the cross, front post. Luke Shaw. Fred into Shaw. Go on, whip it, Luke. Whip it. Good cross. Yeah! Sue! Get in! We wanted Sue. We finally put a cross in the box. Luke Shaw to Ronaldo. Get in. Shoo! What a goal. What a cross by Luke Shaw. That's what I'm talking about. I told you we could do it. From 2-0 down to 3-2. Cristiano Ronaldo. Absolutely world class. Sue's out to play. Put on your red dress. Manchester United 3. Atalanta 2. Sue! Come on. Don't tell me you don't love it. Whatever the long-term plan is, and to be honest with you, I do not think he's the right man for this club. Manchester United need better than these coaches. We've thrown caution to the wind. That's what we should be doing every single bloody game. We shouldn't be being played off the park and 2-0 down to play like this. He's got to, I mean, look, I don't think he's the right man, Mourinho, Ollie, but look at the quality of players we've got. And that header is just pure world class. Absolutely world class from Ronaldo. That's what he's there for. That is what he is there for. Absolutely brilliant. And you know what? We're back in it. We're back in it. And we needed this. We have to win this game to be in with any chance. We have to be in with this game. What a second half, eh? What a second half. Why can't we start like this, says Xander. This is the thing. Why don't we play like this all the time? You know, the fans have been fantastic. The players have responded. Why do we have to be behind to play like this? What a goal by Ronaldo. What a goal. And we've done it with room to spare. 10 minutes to go. And now we're top of the group. We've turned it around. Just love that man. What a header. What a header. I have 25 quid on both teams to score. United win and Ronaldo scores. Please hold on, says Manu. And same where you at, says Red Harlow. I bet we'll score again now. 4-2, says I'm just Lee. And well, ultimately, Ollie got it wrong. He picked the wrong team. He picked the wrong team. He's changed it around. There's creative players on the pitch. We're a better team. Seven minutes to go. I just want the final whistle now. We desperately need this. Player ratings, links in the video description. Make sure you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I think if we'd have asked you for this 20 minutes ago, you'd be giving very different scores. But for me, Bruno Fernandes has been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think even before the goal, Ronaldo played a very mature game. I think Luke Shaw's been a lot better tonight as well. Got the assist. I actually think Fred's been quite steady. Who else? I mean, yeah, David De Gea again, absolutely magnificent. I mean, look, De Gea stops us losing the game. You know, he makes that save. He does what David De Gea does. Now Matic is coming on. So important to win this game, no matter what the long term is. And I'm not, I'm not going to change my mind. I think there's huge question marks over the coaching. It's not good. It's not good. This is just the way we've got back into this game is just absolutely throw caution to the wind and let your players express yourself. There's no system. There's no shape. It's 2-0 down. It's exactly what Mourinho did against Newcastle. And it's fantastic to watch. But long term, if you are an Ollie outer, I don't necessarily think things are going to change massively. But hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. Wan-Bissaka. Is that a corner or a goal kick? It's a corner. Don't ollie it up and go back to back 5, concede after 90th minute, says Brandon. And put it on the table, let him sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants. Put it on there, says Alison Becker, 94. Man of the match you can vote for on the player ratings. Yeah, so short corner now, 5 minutes to go. Well, we've been through the lot here. We've been through the mill. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. This is what it's like watching United. Entertaining. You just never know. 5 goals. A tale of 2 halves. 2-0 down at half-time. 3-0 in the second half. 3-2 overall. Who needs cardio? You just watch a United game, says the contrarian. Well, exactly. We've just been through it. And look at that. Second half, 22 shots to their 11. 57% possession. You can't argue that we're winning this game 3-2. And this is how we can play when you get the right players on the pitch and you have the right approach. But we won't play like this against Liverpool, will we? Because not unless we go 2-0 down again. Atalanta on the attack here. Just got to defend well. Oh, shit. Watch out, watch out. Plenty of Reds back. Plenty of Reds back. Come on, Fred. Run it, Fred. Cavani's lost it in a silly position there, but I think Atalanta looks spent to me. I don't think they've got anything left. I might be wrong. That's a corner. To those criticising Bruno, the man once won a game off Connect 4 in 3 moves, says PT. I think Bruno's been fantastic tonight. I mean, he's had a massive part to play in 2 goals. He could have had a couple more of assists. The LMH, Mark, you were primed for Sue and Ronaldo delivered. I think if you went back 30 seconds before the Ronaldo goal, I was actually saying, get Sue, get ready, get your lipstick on. And she came out to play. You need to watch the career mode to know that. But magnificent. You can't knock the players in the second half. Again, Ollie can't ever have any excuses. Now, Fred might have pulled a hamstring here. Matic comes on for Fred. At least it's a bit of height on a corner. A lot of effort from the players today. Be another corner here. A lot of people saying Ollie in, a lot of people saying Ollie out. Look, we can talk about that in the match reaction. Of course, you know, I don't think we're not we are a bit of a reactionary fan base. I agree, but you know, for me, it was about winning. And if you're going to win a game, what a way to win it from this position. But there's a corner for Atalanta here. Defend it well, lads. He's on that back post again. Good defending by Sancho. That's it. Stop the ball going in. Stop it going in. Cross comes in again. That should be fine. That should be fine. Goal kick. Goal kick. That's fine. Link in the video description for player ratings if you want to get onto that. Thank you very much. 2 minutes of normal time. You don't normally get many minutes added on in the Champions League. I don't want a bit of credit. I just want to say I called it. And Jordan called it. We said they are so open. There are goals in this game. If they'd have got... Look, I don't know whether Atalanta can do it. I said it at half-time. I don't know. And if I was an Atalanta fan, I wouldn't be very happy. But maybe they are happy because I just don't know how Atalanta play week in, week out. But 2-0 up, have they got the players to park the bus against us? Because that was probably their best way of doing it. Park the bus and hit on the brake. But they look to me like Leeds. They look like a team that plays a certain way. And they were there to be got at, even 2-0. This was the perfect game for Ollie, and it's worked out because we were playing an opposition that was always going to give us a chance. And you could see that. In the first half, we should have had 2 goals. 4 minutes of added time. Gone a bit defensive now, but the job is done. We've just got to defend now. And as I said, I think the momentum of coming from 2-0 down could do massive for this team. I mean, imagine if we just won it 1-0. And we played poorly. Ronaldo scores again in the Champions League as well. Mr. Champions League. Second half redemption. Rashford and Maguire makes up for their involvement in the goals conceded. Bruno gets his passes on point and Ollie good sub, says Mr. Glenn Johnson. Ollie just keeps pulling out these get out of jail cards, says Michelle. And if we perform like this against Liverpool, we'll get destroyed. That's what I'm afraid of, says Shamal. Well, you just move on to the next game, mate. Ollie in, says Gary Neville. You just move on to the next game. And look, I will say this now, and it might not please a lot of people, but the board is shite. It's incompetent, and it's Champions League money they'll be interested in. So the fact that we are still in the Champions League, I don't think they'll pay much attention to the league, really. I think if we lose to Liverpool and Man City and draw to Spurs, he'll still be in a job. Whether he should be or not, look, I'm more than comfortable to say that if we lose those games, then he's got to go. But I'm just warning you about the board. They're useless. And I think that they will keep him because the Champions League's looking good for the moment. I can't see him going before Christmas is what I'm trying to say. And I think if he stays in the Champions League and he stays in the fight for fourth, they'll stick with him anyway. But look, we had to win this game. I can't understand how any United fan would not be entertained by this tonight. You know, that cross from Luke Shaw was delightful. The header from Ronaldo, that's why he's world class, you know, absolutely world class. Maguire took his goal well, and Rashford took his goal well as well. And, you know, we had to win. We had to win. A draw would not have been a good result. In the context of this, it would not be a good result. This team will always be able to do this with anyone, says Daniel. Well, this is what I mean. It's impossible not to finish in the top 4 with this team. I really do. Mark and Joe, these famous last words too much, man. Stop saying there's only one winner and Atalanta look spent, says Anime. Well, do they not look spent? I think they look spent from 2-0. I don't think they really knew what to do. I thought they were a good team up until they went 2-0 up. And then I think they just got in their head. I don't think they knew what to do at 2-0. And I think we've just bombarded them with attack after attack after attack, which is what I want to see United do more often. But nice switch of the play by Atalanta here. More of the chewing gum, says Druv. Yeah, he got some of Ollie's, Sir Alex's magic chewing gum. 30 seconds to go. Mate, don't forget to do your player ratings. We've got a fan forum as well. We've got my reaction, but don't forget to do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Very interested to see who you're going to vote for. What a game. What a game. There's a cross here for Atalanta late on. I don't want to say that. I don't know what Atalanta are trying to do here, but they've not whipped it in. They've still got men in the box. Cross comes in, cleared away. Ref should blow his whistle there. They tried to work something quick. They don't like whipping it in, Atalanta, do they? And that's terrible. And he'll blow the whistle surely now. And that's the final whistle. Ronaldo goes down on his hands and knees. Manchester United win a massive game there. Ollie, quite rightly, is there pumping the fists and shaking the hands. Another thriller at Old Trafford in the Champions League. We've got 6 points from 2 games at Old Trafford. Conceivably, we could have none. Don't ever tell me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a lucky manager. Where we go from here, I don't know. I don't think we learn a hell of a lot about where Manchester United are heading. Ultimately, I think he picked the wrong team. And I think the team that got him out of the jail was just, go for it, lads. Go for it, lads. And that isn't a plan. He's got to find some tactics. Let him enjoy that. We enjoy that. We have to enjoy that because we had to win. The bigger picture, I don't know. The short term was that we had to win that game. So well done. And I think the players responded fantastically in the second half. I thought the fans were absolutely fantastic. He's smiling. He's happy. I don't know about the future for Manchester United. We'll talk about that in the match reaction. I think there was a lot of things that went wrong, but ultimately got put right. But we had to win that game. I said it in the preview. You've got to win that game. You have to win that game. There's a fan on the pitch there trying to get Ronaldo's shirt. Don't know what's going on there. But look, you can't argue with that. We deserved to win it. The stats were right. We made hard work of it. But the players will be very happy. And I would say that, after the massive low of Leicester, to win it in that way is better than winning 1-0. Because if you win 1-0 badly, it's like, oh, we won, but we played shit. Ollie wouldn't like going through that, but going through it in that way, from 2-0 down to win 3-2, will give a massive, massive boost to the team. And it will obviously elongate his stay. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Player ratings in the video description. I'll see you on the match reaction. I'll be there in 1 minute. I'll see you in a minute.